Hey, here we go. What's up, everyone? Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy September. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Now let's get on with the episode.
All right.
So my roommate Harrison recently was like, "Hey, did you hear?" And I was like, I'm thinking he's got some new idea. Harrison's
What a
ideas.
fun way to start a conversation. Just, hey, did you hear?
Hey, you know what I heard?
Did you hear?
You hear?
Nope.
And I said, nope. And he said, Abby, his fiance, he said, my fiance Abby found a study that you can sign up for where they will study your poop, and it's like for like a good amount of money.
What?
So I mean, yeah, in the elevator pitch, the one sentence version of this is like that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm doing it anyway.
Sure, every day. Well,
but then the more you think about it, it's like, what does the shipping look like? Like, do I have to bag it up? Do they give me a container, or like?
Would you rather have a bag or a box? Like a bag or a petri? Like, yeah, are you scooping? Are you scooping, or are you trying to you're aiming it in there?
Is it some sort of canoodling situation?
For whatever reason, I'm imagining a Chinese food to go box is underneath you, and that's what you are displaying it into. And it's got those wires on the top, and you just hold it in there.
Hey, it's way cheaper if the box is less than 8 inches deep. So if you could fit it in this takeout box.
Yeah. Just get a nice swirl. You want this to go? I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast. That's really something.
But yeah, it's interesting. Harrison was really fired up, but he said he missed, or maybe someone made a TikTok about the poop study or whatever, and so then it goes viral, and then they reached their amount of applicants, they had to shut it down, so he didn't get to apply. But I feel like it messes with, once you know that there's an opportunity to be paid for your pooping for free now just seems
you just hold it in until the next time
until you monetize this. Yeah. They say you're just pooping money down the toilet or whatever. I mean, you really are.
You were literally SOL at that point. That's too bad.
Yeah. So I don't know how it works. I don't know what they're looking for. I'm sure, and I would like to know the application process. Like, what are the questions at the beginning?
Yeah. How regular are you? What? So many people are listening to this early Monday morning, they're eating their breakfast while they're listening to this. Sorry, guys.
Well, I mean, some people might have just done it. They're on their way to do it. Some people are doing it right now. It's just part of it.
I will probably be pooping when I listen to this part.
Really?
Or sometimes I'll turn it on when I'm in the shower Monday morning. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
we don't need to go.
So if you guys want to think about that while you're listening to this.
Ever since Sugar-Free Jake come around, I wish I could sign up for the poop study.
Really?
We're looking good.
Yeah, you're proud of it.
Yeah, that's all I'll say. But we're looking good.
Let's talk about how you were feeling before the study. Will you say more about that?
I mean, it just wasn't as good.
I'm just amazed with your irregularity back then.
Well, it was regular to me.
That's fair. You were consistent.
Let's let you guys fill in the blanks.
Let's let you guys waddle your way to an Oklahoma City women's restroom sometime.
Under the overpass, through the underpass.
What a story. Yeah. Have you ever done a study at all? Anything like that?
No, I remember one time. I remember the questionnaire when I first started selling plasma.
Oh yeah.
Because the first session, it's very extensive. There's a lot of questions, a lot of blood related questions, some AIDS type questions.
Have you been to Spain in the last 18 and a half months?
It starts to get a little specific.
Oh, let me think about this.
I remember, and I'm not making this up because I remember I had a friend and a witness with me, and we were like, did you get to the monkey question?
Oh yeah. Something about rhesus.
Yeah. It asked, in the last 6 months, have you had any kind of sexual interaction with a monkey?
Any canoodling with the monks?
It was 6 months. When did I go down to?
Yeah, when was Aruba?
When was Tulum? Define interaction. Because it was.
I mean, it was Belize. Those guys.
They have such a strong grip that once they can take whatever they want. Monkeys like bananas. That's all I'll say.
That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna go too much farther into that.
But it was something like that.
Really? Yeah. I kind of remember something like that too. Being what? Who would?
Or
How-
what is the
how do you-
connection? Or
Where
like,
do you?
yeah.
Well,
Or like, yeah, we used to not have this question. Well, that got us in some trouble.
oh boy, did we learn a mistake there?
That's so funny to think about. Or it's funny to think about like some guy, some freak out there is like, oh, 7 months ago. You know?
Or just the guy who answers yes, and then the employee has to be like, okay, you clearly can't do this.
Did you think that was the appropriate answer? Because you turned it in. You kept answering questions
yeah.
after that one.
Surely you knew that was going to get you kicked out. That was a deal breaker from day one. You knew it when it happened. That's
that's
good.
funny to me. I need to put that in the stand-up notes.
I did do a study. Do you remember? Maybe it was back when you were in Dallas. I had 2 watches, an Apple
You
Watch.
told me about it.
and
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, I got paid a ton of money to wear an Apple Watch, and I was like I think it was like $1,500 to wear an Apple Watch for like a month, and I was like, and you had to like answer like a survey question or like maybe 4 questions every 6 hours or something like that when you're awake, and I was like, sure, this is easy and awesome. But then the catch was that you also had to wear another like monitor / watch on your other hand.
Yeah, you're like, what's the catch? And it's like, well, you look like an idiot.
Guess how cool people look when they have 2 watches on, guys. Like, just imagine how cool that was. So, yeah, and I actually ended up breaking my Apple Watch like while doing the study because I think it flew off my wrist while I was doing woodworking or something and cracked the screen. And the people were like, no problem. That's fine. Still give me my money. And
Part of the
everything.
study. It could fall off during woodworking.
Yeah, that exactly.
Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, I don't think it really had to do anything with like, they didn't like really ask me much about the watch itself. It was more like monitoring my heart rate on it. And
it was just a way to fitness
like,
track you.
And like tracking my feelings. Like, hey, how are you feeling today? You know, what? And then you had to do like a really quick video journal thing, like on your phone, I think, where it was like, okay, in 30 seconds or less, tell us how you're feeling today. And I'd always be like, I'm feeling good. It's been a good day. You know, I had like the same answer every time.
They didn't know they were getting like an optimistic, like very like mentally healthy person.
Yeah, right. This guy seems to always just be fine.
Like
either he's lying or just a good guy.
We learned nothing from him. There is no correlation between his heart rate and his feelings.
Yeah.
He's just always great.
Speaking of being always great, we just got back from Sublette, Southwest Kansas.
Oh, you did? I was thinking it was you and I was the we.
No, sorry. We as in my little family and I.
Yeah, sublet.
Visiting my sister. And I have a better attitude in the car with my screaming babies than my wife does.
Your threshold's a little different?
Yeah, dude. I think I could. It might be one of those things where like eventually like the insanity would like overtake me. But I think I could drive in a car with my kids screaming for 6 hours straight and I would be fine.
As long as you knew they were okay, you just power through.
Yeah. I'm like, they're not going to die. They're not going to go anywhere.
I can't imagine. You just like, they'll scream themselves out. Is that kind of mentality?
Maybe. Yeah. I think to an extent, like I think they kind of sense like that you're bothered by it. And so that it's like triggers them to do it more.
Yeah.
Like if they get a reaction out of you. B, I think they sense your fear. They sense your like your discomfort. And so that just makes them more uneasy. And so part of me is just like, if I just chill, if I just ignore them, they're going to be, they're going to stop. And I think I also just in my head, whether it's like a longer short term or like literally like a short term, like I always am like, this is going to stop eventually. We're going to stop. Like eventually we're going to get there and it's going to be fine.
This is how my brain thinks about heaven. I'm like, oh, it's got to stop. I'm like, but it doesn't. I'm like, but I mean,
praise God.
It's got to stop. It has to be an end.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
There doesn't have to be an end.
It just goes forever.
Yeah.
Here I go. I'm thinking about it. It's crazy. What if the screaming never stopped?
Unfortunately, Sublette, Kansas is not heaven, but it does stop. Yeah, the drive there is 6 hours long, and I'm like, I'm fine with. And Catherine, of course, is like much more worried, and I think we complement each other in that way. Like she is so just like stressed out and like wanting to help out, and I'm just like, I have all these theories of like, just don't give them any toys. If you don't give them any toys, then they don't expect.
They won't know the mountaintop of playing with a toy.
Because you give Bo a toy, he plays with it for 5 minutes, and then he wants a different toy. And it's like, hey, if he didn't know he had options for all these different toys, he wouldn't have expectations and entitlement for the toys.
That is my milkshake. That's what I'm going through right now. Had I not ever known about a milkshake, I guarantee you I would not want one.
Yeah.
But every night at 10:30 when I'm driving back from Rachel's house, I'm like, man,
you're like, ooh, that's open. Steak and Shake is open.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, man. Like the first 30 minutes to an hour, Bo just looked out the window the whole time, was having the ball, dude. Like
happy as a lark.
Oh my gosh. Happier. Larks, you couldn't hold a candle to this guy. I mean, just so happy. He would see a train. Choo-choo! Choo-choo! It wasn't even a moving train. It was like parked on the tracks.
Stationary choo-choo.
Stationary choo-choo. He was loving it. And then all of a sudden he gets one toy. He gets one magnetic puzzle with the presidents on it. And it's over.
It's the fall of man.
Yeah. That's 100% what we've always said. So anyway, I don't know if I would be the same for other kids or like not my own, but I'm just so content. I think I've just trained myself over the years. Like I used to get frustrated. Now I'm just like, it's fine.
It's a veteran parent mindset.
I will say like if I'm physically like trying to hold my kids or like coercing, like if I'm like trying to change their diaper or change their clothes and they're kicking me while they're screaming, that'll get me going.
Okay.
That's a different kind of level of like, but if I'm not physically like touching them or anything, no problem.
No problem.
Cry.
No touching.
Do your thing.
No touching.
Yeah. Catherine heard the other day from somebody, like a parent that was like, let your kid cry as long as they want, but just say that they aren't allowed to open their mouth. so yeah.
Hey, you can cry. Don't let me see them teeth though.
And I thought about it. I was like, I don't know if I agree with this because I still don't like the idea of like encouraging them to like be sad all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's like, but that's the point is that they can't really, if like try to cry right now with no, that's about as good as you get. Right.
Yeah, I
there.
could do that.
Yeah, no problem. Let them go. So, anyway, yeah, that's just a little bit of a tangent, I suppose.
No, that's great. That's great.
So,
We have a lot to talk about. It's been 8 days since we last recorded. Scott is no longer with us
yeah
today.
Well, we'll see.
But
Our podcast today.
which reminds me, thank you guys for voting on the Facebook page about the s'mores last week. That was fun. That was cool.
What do you call them?
The s'mores, like the Mount Rush s'mores.
Okay.
And we got more of those coming. Stick around later this episode.
Yeah.
Our top 4 favorite. Stay tuned.
We'll see.
But
yeah, we have had a lot going on.
yeah, a lot going on this past week. A lot going on today, really. Today's a big content day because yesterday was Labor Day. So we crammed a lot in. Trey and I did correct opinions this morning. Then Big Daddy came over. We did jean shorts. Then Lindsay came over. We did Girls Gone Mild. Did a little cross-pollination. Brad and Lindsay were in a video together.
Yep, not what it sounds like, Catherine.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't word that.
Did a little collab.
Trey and I left the room. Brad and Lindsay cross-pollinated.
Derek filmed us.
Her thorax was...
Yeah,
no,
right.
Okay. Anyway, that was really fun, though, seeing you and Lindsay in a video together.
Yeah.
Great improvisers. We did like a Freaky Friday video. So it was like boys and girls in the fall, kind of. But Lindsay is the biggest football fan you know, and Brad just couldn't care less.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of fun. Like I think hopefully if that goes well, that idea of like, yeah, just basically reversing roles, I think that could be a really fun.
Freaky Friday car maintenance.
Yeah,
Freaky Friday Bachelor episode.
Right. Shopping or
Yeah.
all these different things. Online shopping or
But it was great. I mean, yeah, Brad would
getting
just be like,
ready in the morning.
hey girls, I've got a veggie tray if anyone wants it. And Lindsay's like, yo, we're not going to eat veggies. All right. Bring us some queso. And a lot of times we didn't even tell Lindsay what to say. She just snapped into it. It was great.
Because I just thought of all the conversations I've had with Catherine on Sunday.
Like
honestly,
hey,
I'm going to make some veggies I was like, you can make them, but no one's going to eat them. I promise no one will eat those. Well, I'm just you don't know. Maybe somebody's, I promise no one's going to eat those. And so, yeah, it was me being like, hey, I'm going to make these veggies. No one's going to eat those.
You're like, yeah, Catherine, it's Jake, Isaac, and Harrison coming over. No one is eating the
Maybe
veggies.
Harrison for his poop study, but that's about it. Yeah,
but that was fun.
good.
And then now we're podcasting tonight. So
How do you feel? Are you just zonked?
no, this is so fun.
Good.
Truly. I actually had that thought while you were talking about sublet. I was like, this is fun. This feels good.
Yeah.
I think it may be because I put a sweatshirt on and I've been cold for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I got my blankie on.
Yeah.
First podcast in a blanket, I think.
First blankie pod.
Maybe back in the day in the old Ellis basement, I had a blanket on at one point, but
I remember there were some blue walls days where you and I were both, down coat, like down winter coats.
yes, I do remember.
I don't know
that.
if we ever went blanket, but
I don't think we had options of a blanket, or else we would have blanketed up for sure.
It was some cold podcast.
Yeah, we had like
days.
our winter. There was one time specifically where I think maybe it was right after you had moved out and Peter wasn't in there yet, where I think the heat was just off, like or like way turned down, and it was like 50 degrees in there. So
excited for a new studio somewhat soon, hopefully. This is kind of the dilemma here a little bit. Like, it's a 3-bedroom house. Rachel's going to be one of the bedrooms.
sure.
Obviously, from a financial standpoint, it'd be great to find Rachel 2 other roommates.
Mhm.
That way, the mortgage kind of gets paid for.
Yep.
But she finds one roommate, still get a little cash, and we get a podcast studio way sooner.
How do you think that roommate would feel about us recording late into the night?
Oh, I
Screaming.
think that's going to be like part of it. Like, hey, would you like to live here
Yeah.
Here's the rent. Here's where it's at.
You're the producer of our podcast.
Do you know Adobe Premiere? How easy can you soundproof a bedroom?
Right. Tell us your experience with thumbnails. Yeah. Just like Justin and Nathan are like, what's going on right now?
Honestly, that would be huge. Sorry, Justin and Nathan. If we could find a female roommate who could also be a podcast producer, I'd be like, hey, just live here for free and just stay awake and edit this lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, trying to figure that out. But anyway, yeah, feeling good. This is fun. Glad we're doing this. This is fun.
Yes.
Happy to give you guys another podcast this week. It's gonna be a good one. Let's talk. I'm sure we have a ton of stories. We purposely not told each other much about our past weeks.
Whenever Lindsay came over, she was like, oh, how's Ohio? And I was like, dang it, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know anything.
Well, when you showed up, Trey was like, dude, how was San
tell
Diego?
us about San Diego. And I was like, okay.
We are boycotting this conversation.
I know. It's never like explicitly said like, hey, I care about you, but I don't want to talk about this.
It's very understood.
But it's just like, yeah, of course we're going to wait and like talk about that on the podcast.
And like there are certain events where like I think you texted me about my comedy special. That's a big night. You got to be at least a friend. I made sure to text you before and after San Diego, but I also I said give me 2.5 sentences.
Oh yeah,
and you did. So it's like that's all I wanted.
Yeah, you're like I'm going to bed. Just throw a few things my way. And I was like, okay. Yeah. So you want to start? You want me to start?
You go for it.
Okay, let's see. So there I was. No, I was kidding. So first of all, San Diego, just 10 out of 10.
You like it?
Can't say good enough things about
out of Diez.
That's right, of the San Diego. It was just amazing. Like I honestly, I think California sometimes gets a certain rap, and San Diego did not fill that rap. It was a different rap, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Like there's Snoop Dogg, and then there's
Wildfires.
I
was giving you like a few options. There's Wildfires.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like rap, R.I.P. Like
Dang it.
Gangster rap. Like there's Snoop Dogg, and then there's Nipsey Hussle, and no, I don't know. There's Snoop Dogg, and there's what's that guy's name that sings "It's Gonna Bother Me"? Lupe Fiasco.
Got it.
I don't even think he's from California, but it was just gonna bother me that I couldn't think of his name. Anyway, yeah. So first and foremost, like my experience, I got there. My friend who is housing me, Jordan, lives like 45 minutes north of the city.
Oh,
and so a little bit of an Uber drive to get there, no problem. But he had texted me. So Jordan and I know each other from Integrated, and so before this weekend, I'll be honest, I think we were acquaintances, friends to an extent, but not like tight friends. I would say by the end of it, I feel like we were close friends. Like I feel comfortable with him, but like it was one of those things where he invited me to come out. It was his friend's birthday party. He was the original connection. He's like, you can stay with us. But I was like, okay, like I've never met your family before. I don't know you super deeply. Like I like you a lot, but I just don't know you that well. So he owns 2 Chick-fil-A. So figure he's really busy. He texted me. He's like, I have an extra car for you.
Oh, Jordan.
My house will be unlocked.
2 Chick-fil-A's.
He lives in a gated community or in a gated house. And so he's like, all these things will be unlocked. So just go in there if I'm not in there. And so as I'm reading this text again, I'm like, go in to the unlocked house if I'm not there. I was like, I should probably at least like call him or knock something.
Yeah, make some noise.
So yeah, I'm getting closer. I said, I'm like, I'm pulling in, and he didn't ever text me back. So I call him, and I'm like calling him from the front door. And I see this dog, and this dog starts barking at me. And I see this little kid.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, I'm not there, but my 10-year-old's not feeling super great. So he's home right now. And so, of course, these dogs start barking at me. And of course, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to like, this kid obviously knows I'm there.
You got to smell like Chick-fil-A to be welcome in that house. You got to act like you've been at work all day.
Yeah, you got to smell like waffle fries and a little bit of Polynesian.
Like you've been knee deep in a 15 stack.
Hello. And so this kid, it was Lemonade Stand Boys Part 2. This kid opens up the door. And I'm there with the suitcase, and I'm like, hey, buddy, I'm...
Heard you're home alone.
Yeah. Heard you're not feeling too well, and you're all alone. No, I didn't. But I was like, hey, man, I'm a friend of one of your dads. Or I don't think I was one of your dads. It's California. Hey, come on. You never know.
So I thought it was in San Francisco. Okay, San Diego.
One of your parents. Yeah. I'm a friend of your dad's. And I'm staying at your house. Like...
That would have been great too if you just like, hey, one of your dad's friends, or no,
one of your friends' dads.
Your dad has several friends. It's got to be your dad.
Your dad, one of your dad's friends.
Yeah. You're not feeling well, or I'm not feeling well.
I don't know either, buddy. Can I just come in and like lay on your bed? No, yeah. So this kid, just props to him. He goes, like he was definitely trained in this. He goes, okay, can you tell me my dad's name?
Whoa.
I was like, that's pretty good. Maybe have a little bit of a safer question than that because that seems like a pretty easy one to know. But still.
He's like, all right, can you tell me my address? And you just
okay, what color is my house? Okay.
Oh, yeah? What color shirt did I wear this morning?
How many dogs do I have? Like all these things. Yeah. Okay, if you're so good, yeah. What's my favorite kind of water? Regular water? Not bad. Come on in. Okay. If you're my dad, if you're one of my dad's friends.
What do I call him?
Yeah. I don't know. What's my favorite kind of cold, creamy dessert? I don't know. Ice cream? Enter.
Frozen yogurt.
Yeah, it was actually Peach Wave, you dingus. Anyway, so yeah, he answers the door, does all that, and my friend's on speakerphone at this point, and so he's like, "Just give Brave the phone." Brave, talks to Jordan, and he's like, "Hey man, just show Mr. Brad where he's staying." And this kid was awesome. He's 10 years old. He's like, "Show Mr. Brad where he's staying, and like, get him something to drink if he wants something." And so he literally like walks me through this house, and like with his hand, like motions, like, "This will be your room." And he's like, "Would you like anything to drink? Maybe a cold brew or some kombucha?"
Imagining a 10-year-old doing that is so funny.
Oh yeah. And he's like, "Cold brew or some kombucha?" I was like, "We are in California, baby." And I was like, "Cold brew sounds great." He goes and I told you this already, but he goes to this, they have a kegerator, like a keg looking draft thing. He goes and pulls out a chilled mug from the freezer, puts it under this cold brew and pours it for me.
Wow.
Bliss, baby. That alone sealed the deal for San Diego.
You need to buy one of those machines from Wayfair so that it comes with a 10-year-old kid. That way you can just have access to what you got in California just every single day.
Oh my goodness.
That would be amazing.
2-4! Justin, put it in.
Win-win.
Goodness.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Anyway, so then I really am focusing a lot on this initial 5 minutes, but I didn't know what to do because I was like, okay, do I just chill in my room at this point? So I literally, for like 5 minutes, I was like, I'm just going to hang out here. So I had my little mug in my room, just sipping on it. Like, what do? I don't want to like be weird. Anyway, eventually I was like, I'm going to go out and talk to this kid.
Because what's like ETP? Estimated time, ETUP.
Estimated time of
Intel performance.
Oh, probably a while, like 5 hours.
Okay.
Maybe 6.
At this point, are you feeling the nerves quite a bit? Are you excited to be there or?
All of the above. Yes. Yeah. Totally felt like I still need to do some more preparation.
That's how I always feel.
Yeah. Good.
Just all day.
Like you never feel prepared.
I'm not
enough.
totally comfortable all day.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad to hear that because I definitely felt that. But I was like, I'm going to talk to him anyway. Talk to him for a while. And then
you start doing your routine for the kid. Hey, what do you know about?
Hey, how we doing?
Hey,
San Marcos.
My wife, when she drives the van.
So we have a minivan. And I think I love it even more than she does. No, I didn't say that. Anyway, had a great time with them. Eventually did like get out of there and go prepare for a little bit at a coffee shop in Carlsbad for all those San Diegeites out there.
Yeah, I know that.
Heard of it?
They got a big, I think they have Legoland and a strawberry patch.
Oh, fun. I didn't experience
that check
either of
out?
those things.
I don't know. Educated guess.
That's a fun. I like that just in general. Those two things are very specific to the point where it's like, I can't deny it unless I really know Carlsbad.
Feels right, but I don't know.
So anyway, went there and made probably a mistake of just drinking tons of coffee beforehand. Because
I mean, chilled mug, nitro.
Dude, I can't express to you, like I told you this earlier, I am genuinely like seriously looking into getting my own. It was so good.
How big of a machine are we looking at?
24 inches wide. That's a pretty big machine.
Yeah.
It held 2 kegs because remember the kombucha was also on tap.
Wow.
Maybe I didn't say that, but the kombucha and the cold brew, like hello California. This is wonderful. It's definitely an extra, like I don't need that, but it sounds awesome. So
cool.
But I drank some of that and then I went to this coffee shop and drank some coffee there. And I think I felt a little bit weird in my stomach after that. Like, but beforehand, yes, the night before was when we recorded the podcast. And then I tried to like practice like literally in your driveway.
That's right.
After podcasting, I was like, I am forcing myself to go through the entire thing in his driveway before I leave because so often I'd be like, I got it. I'll figure it out.
Just don't, yeah.
I know that part. I'll go to the next part. But like literally multiple times in the driveway, I got mad at myself out loud. I would be like, come on, Brad. Because I think I was so tired that I could not like I could not get all the words out or something. I don't know if I was just not serious enough or whatever. So I was struggling. And like the next morning I tried to do it and I like couldn't connect the dots. And I was like, if this happens during the performance, I'm done. I'm sunk. And so I literally Googled in the airport, brain food. I found out it was like dark chocolate, almonds. I'm trying to remember it. Avocados, maybe.
Interesting.
Like all these different things. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to find some of those. Didn't at all. Just got a bunch of caffeine instead.
I did enjoy the idea of you because you texted me about you being in my driveway, which was fun. You're like, hey, I don't know if you and Rachel are coming out to do any smooching.
No smooching.
Yeah,
I'm out here.
I was like, we kind of a Shrek and Fiona situation, daytime only, not before sunset, or only before sunset.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think I had a lot of energy and nerves and whatever all pent up. But yeah, went home, changed. That was the other thing is that like I didn't think about the fact that I should probably have like some like nicer clothes. Like so, I went and literally the night before I went to Kohl's to try to find like it was like I think it was like 8:30 and everything was closing at 9. So I was like, Kohl's is open. I'll just run in there. And Kohl's had transitioned from spring to fall or summer to fall collection of everything.
Wait, I don't understand why you didn't pack clothes for this trip.
No, this was beforehand. This was the night before.
I know. I'm saying why not just like pack some of your own clothes? Like why not just use the clothes you have?
Partially because I like some of my button up like nicer shirts like are a little bit small on Big Daddy.
Oh, okay.
That's part of it. And then part of it was not trying to throw anybody on well, I shouldn't even, I'll just say it all. I didn't have very many clean clothes because I've been gone so much.
Yeah.
And Catherine offered at like 11 o'clock, like I can do your laundry. And I was like, I'm not going to make you do my laundry.
Yeah.
Of course, people are thinking to themselves, why didn't he just do it himself? I could have, I was so tired. I didn't want to. I was like, no, I'll just get this shirt.
Okay. Hey, so anyway, no judgment. You're at Kohl's.
And the guy said like the theme of the night is kind of a folksy, like, cause the last band is going to be a bluegrass band.
Okay.
So like wear something folksy. And I was like, I'm from the Midwest, bro. Like I think everything I wear is going to be folksy.
What do you think he told the magician? Hey, tonight's kind of folksy. So if you could like make a banjo up here.
Yeah, they did not. Yeah. The magician was not folksy, but, anyway, so got into all this clothes. There was a heat advisory in San Diego and I'm wearing a freaking flannel to this thing.
You picked up flannel from Kohl's to perform in? I get so hot performing.
Let me just justify a little bit of saying like, I hear that San Diego is like the nicest weather ever. It's like always like in the 70s.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was heat advisory. The funny thing is their heat advisory was like 82 degrees.
Oh, okay.
So it's like not that bad, but still not flannel worthy.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get to the club. The club itself, did I take a picture and send it to you?
It was at an actual comedy club?
No, it was at I didn't tell you this. It was at a heavy metal club, a death metal, like normal. We're like almost every single time a death metal band is.
We've performed in a couple venues like that, like Asheville and a couple others. They had like barricades between us and the audience.
Yes.
Because there's normally like a mosh pit and just crazy fans.
Apparently they had to take those out, but those were there as well.
Yeah.
And if you look, so the venue itself, you're going to love the name of this venue. It's called Brick by Brick.
Oh, I say that all the time.
I know. how like symbolic of my comedy career, Brick by Brick. But if you look it up, Brick by Brick San Diego, if you look up their Google photos, you will see some people like literally death metal bands in masks, like playing on this stage.
Cool.
So anyway, the venue itself, like they had a little bit of a green room, but that was where the band was hanging out. So there was like a spot in the back where I just went and sat and just like tried to gather myself while people were walking in and conversing and everything. And while I was sitting there, I was like, looking over my thing, praying a lot. I look over at this wall and there's just a bunch of like skulls on this wall, like dead skulls, like something you would see at like that
Battle of the Bands in School of Rock.
Yeah. I'm thinking like the area in Lion King that's like the
hyenas.
The graveyard, basically.
Yeah.
It looks like a graveyard of
two
skulls.
Good movie references.
And so my friend Jordan comes up to me. He's like, what do you need? You need a pump up speech? You need a prayer? What do you need?
You need Brave to make you some drinks.
Yeah. You need another cold brew. And I was like, all the above. So he prayed for me. And honestly, like that was a great reminder. And also just like throughout the entire process, there were times where I think I was trying so hard to like focus and like prepare and like memorize everything. But there were multiple times where I was like, I'm just going to take a step back And like on this drive where I feel like I need to like do every single thing and be as productive as possible with every single minute, I'm just going to listen to a worship song the whole time. Like
that
I'm
might be the
not-
most beneficial thing
I'm
to
just
do
going to
right now.
pray right now. I'm just going to like take time to relax. Like, and I think just, that reliance on the Lord was cool to see, like just a reminder of that. So, anyway, so the whole thing starts. So first of all, the guy that's putting on the show for himself, it's his birthday, but he's like, I want to put this out to everybody else. I want to throw a party for everybody and make it really fun. He was a juggler in a former life. Did he tell you this?
That's right. I think, did I talk about this on the podcast? Either way, yeah. I think we did talk about it on the podcast.
Because he knew you from like the Jake and Josh.
Jake and Josh,
days.
yeah.
And yeah, of course, when I heard he was a juggler, I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell him about Jake and Josh. Of course, I knew. But so he started the show off himself, like with a few different things. And Jordan even called it. He's like, yeah, there's no doubt that Glenn's not going to do some stuff himself. So he did these like, I mean, pretty cheesy, but pretty cool, like impressive juggling things where he like would juggle an orange, a banana, and an apple and just throw them around. And like, as he's doing them, he would like take bites out of the apple or something.
Oh, sure.
And then he like even peeled a banana as he's juggling it.
Never seen that
Pretty
before.
cool.
Okay.
But every single one of his tricks, the crowd went nuts for.
Did they?
Oh yeah. Like this crowd, I think I told you beforehand, like this crowd seems like it's going to be a warm crowd. This crowd was so fun. Like then the magician came up, the magician did all these tricks. I didn't understand how he did any of them. So I was genuinely impressed.
I love when that happens.
I know. I don't even try to like think too deeply about it. I'm like, I'm sure I can maybe think about this or maybe it's a slight hit, but I'm like, nope, I'm not going to worry about it.
I'm amazed. Let's be amazed.
But every single one of his tricks, people went nuts for. I was like, these people are so fun. So San Diego Padres organist did not come. He had COVID. Classic
COVID fingers.
So I go up there, there's like a DJ in the back. Like, so after he announces me, like, he's like, Brad Ellis.
Did they give you kind of introduction?
Yeah. So
that's what they always ask
Yeah.
me. And I'm like, just say Jake.
He's like, how do you want to be introduced? Woodworker, comedian, podcaster, YouTuber. And I was like, how about all the above with a question mark? No, but I was like, you could just say that I am part of Gene Short's comedy. But he said something about Ghostrunners and he said Gene Short's comedy. He's like, and they're on their way. They're on their way to 10 million subscribers. And I laughed at that. Of course, some people are maybe thinking like,
dang,
whoa, dude, these guys pretty good.
That's a long road.
That's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, he also had like a playbill of the night and he wanted to know what he should put on there for me. And I was like, just anything. I don't care. It was kind of one of those things, kind of like, what do you want us to say? Well, yeah, when we introduce you, and it's like, you can say I'm the third member of Simon and Garfunkel if you want. I don't know. But yeah, I go up there and I do my first 2 minutes of kind of intro opening, talking about San Diego. As I'm talking about San Diego, accidentally, I kind of I'm like, San Diego, it's, beautiful people, beautiful scenery, beautiful people. And I was like, whoa, that kind of sounded Trumpy right there.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, beautiful people. And I kind of did that and people loved it. I was like, okay.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
So the Trump thing is hitting here. And so like
beautiful people.
Many times throughout the night, I'd be like, I'm kind of a quirky and zany guy, really quirky.
You might have found something there. That's fun, dude.
Yeah. It was just a great way to make a normal sentence a little bit funnier.
Yeah.
Because I kind of did analyze a little bit Bert Kreischer, because he has that really long story about the machine.
Yeah.
And there's so many, even his other parts of his stand-up, where it's not even that funny of a thing that he says, but he says one little thing to make it a little goofier, a little bit funnier.
I see.
And a lot of times it's just cussing, which obviously I'm not going to do, but I just realized okay, I'll just throw in Trump stuff every once in a while.
Yeah, that keeps people engaged.
Big Papa, really big Papa, whatever. I don't know, all these different things. So it was totally unplanned. I didn't plan to do that.
That's
but
fun.
Once it went, I was like, cool.
That's such a fun feeling.
Yeah. So I did my first little bit. It was going well. And then genuinely for 7, maybe 10 seconds, I completely froze.
After that?
Yeah. I would love to watch back the video of this
how
part.
long yeah.
I would love to see how obvious it was that I froze, or cause I think I kind of just stammered over anyway, that's,
that is the Trump
I
portion.
was probably 2 seconds away from saying, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I need to check. I was so close. I was so close to being like, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you did this.
You kind of forgot how the song started.
Yeah.
You're like,
and then right when I figured it out, I didn't forget anything the rest of the time.
Dude, that's awesome.
So,
what was your first 4 words? What brought you back? What'd you start off with? Just the first 4.
I'm from Kansas City, I think. Something like
Okay,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Or my name. I think it was literally I needed to introduce myself. So I didn't introduce myself at the very beginning. I like tried to go right into the jokes.
I like doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get a couple minutes into it. Like, oh my God, I think I forgot to even tell you guys who I am.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's fun.
Yeah. So then I was like, my name is Brad Ellis. I'm from Kansas City. So it's like, oh, we're back.
We're back.
One thing I am kicking myself that I think would have been really fun and maybe funny, but really just fun with this crowd was I was going to do that easy to celebrate bit where I was just going to,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like, cause it's his birthday. So I'm like, you know, people on Instagram, they always say you're easy to celebrate. Everyone's easy to celebrate. And I was just going to call people out. In the
What's your
audience.
name?
Yeah. There was even a woman that I met beforehand named Pharrell. And I was like, that's too easy. So I was going to be like, your name's Pharrell? For real? Pharrell? You know, like,
for real?
you know, and then like, you're easy to celebrate. And these people would have gone nuts for it. Like it would have been perfect. And I realized halfway through that I was like, oh, I forgot to do that. And I was going to bring it back like 4 times throughout the set. And so it really, that was my big biff. Other than that, I didn't really forget anything else. And yeah, so I'm going along. Everything's going pretty well. I ask about Facebook. Anybody on Facebook? No one really says anything. And then I find like this one pocket of like the old people in the crowd.
Like, all right.
And I really like, I single this woman out. I was like, this white haired woman right here, she's got to be on Facebook. And the woman starts laughing. She's like, I am on Facebook. I'm like, yeah, you know, and found out her name's Janice. You know, I think later on in the night, I was talking about my parents. And I was like, you know, I was raised in a great Christian home. My parents are actually here tonight. And I motioned over to that area. And I was like, can you stand up, guys? And you know, of course, no one's there. I was like, no, I'm just kidding. My parents aren't there. And Janice is like, I'll be your mom tonight. And I was like, whoa,
easy, Mama J.
So we had some great jokes about that. But yeah, just throughout the rest of the night, just always going back to Janice, always going back to her. There was one time where a woman next to her, who was also very elderly, she just goes, I'm making a joke about elderly things. And the woman goes, well, that's because she looks old. And I'll go, what? That's because she looks old. And I was like, yeah, that's the joke.
Yeah.
You know, kind of messing with them.
I had that happen one time at a show. I think it might have been the Durham show, actually, when all those ghosties were there. But I get done doing like some self-deprecating joke. And they were just like, someone that yells like, you're weird. And I was like, yes, you get it. So that is actually the theme of that joke, is that I was doing weird things. I was like, hey, here in about 3 minutes, yell out sarcasm. You're going to love this one. You know, yeah. It doesn't happen often, but yeah, people will do that.
It was great. I was like, yeah, exactly. You get it. So anyway, the rest of the set went well. I ended up like basically retelling in somewhat of a condensed form the whole home birth story.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Really, I think it went well. I think I there was at one point where I got a little nervous. Like I think my
like you were losing them a little bit.
My confidence was like, ooh, am I taking too long in this part, like without a good punchline or like without a good funny thing, or are they like gripped to this? Like I couldn't tell. But then I didn't even think about it. Like as I'm telling the story, I'm like I'm telling the story about how I'm like pulling the tub out into the deck, and the tub like just gets all over my shoes, and so does like the pot, like a flower pot. And so my shoes are all messed up. So I just kick off my shoes, and I didn't even think about like, I literally pushed down my shoe and I kicked both my shoes off into the crowd.
You weren't planning on doing that?
No, not one bit. Not one bit of me was planning on that. And, you know, it was like kind of surprising. And I made a joke earlier in the night about like, you guys are probably wondering, or you guys are probably thinking, yeah, of course this guy's not from here. He's wearing a flannel and a heat advisory. It's like, let's just say Kohl's was already transitioning to their fall fashion. And anyway, and so like, I was like, you're not going to want to touch those shoes. I've been sweating quite a bit in this flannel up here.
So you just performed another 7 minutes.
So like the last, 7 minutes, I was just up there, you know, no shoes. That was probably the worst part. I didn't think that through. Yeah. Because you got to look like a dingus with those shoes on.
Oh, that's great.
You know, at the very end, I was like, all right, love you, San Diego. You know, walk off the stage with no shoes on.
Somebody throw me my shoes. How'd your final joke go? Did you have one you were excited about? Did it
land
well?
It went pretty well.
Good.
I think I had mentioned on the pod or on the Brad Blogs Patreon about like the idea of aioli. And like,
oh yeah, I really resonate with that. I was like, I'm starting to like, it's rebranded for me. It works.
Yeah. So I told that joke earlier about the aioli, and then I told the joke about Hattie saying, I love you, Hattie. She said, I love you, Fatty. And I was like, it wasn't my fault. It was the aioli.
Oh, nice.
And people laughed at that, and I was like,
that's awesome, dude.
Got a standing ovation.
Dude,
everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Didn't even realize until halfway down because I was so focused on like getting out of there with no shoes on.
Dude, that's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, and I think part of it was because I think I did pretty well. Part of it was because I think people were just very, very kind and encouraging. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
How long do you think you went?
I think I went 30 minutes at least.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
That's so much to memorize.
I mean thank you. Like, and that was part of it. I think that was the biggest scary part for me is like, I just need to memorize this so that I can be comfortable with it.
That's what I'm most nervous about. It's like the joke's already written. The joke's either going to be funny or they're not.
Right.
But the memorization is not as set in stone.
And of course, like, yeah, the jokes themselves did fine, but the improv stuff was what I feel like hit home. Like I made a joke about Philip Rivers. Of course, I bet Philip Rivers had a few home births because, you know, he's got like 10 kids or whatever. And like he lives in San Diego or whatever, and made a joke about the Chargers. Like, you know, I think I said something in my home birth story where it's like, I caught that baby like I was a Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, you know, whatever. Like, go Chargers, you know, whatever.
It is fun when that happens, but there's a part of it that's like discouraging too. It's like, well, the stuff I spent a lot of time on, they didn't like. The stuff I thought of in the moment.
Honestly, though, but like that, sometimes I know that it's like the stuff I spend a lot of time on, I don't feel as comfortable or confident with.
Yeah, I've always said stand-up does not feel as comfortable to me as like improv was. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I get that much funnier if you give me 4 days to write something down.
Because so much, here's what it is for me, at least, is so much of it is delivery. And if I'm too in my head about it, if I'm too worried about the execution of like, make sure you say these words really well, then the delivery and the physical humor and the little eye movements and all that stuff go away for me. You know what I mean? And so much of it, like, cause there was one time, I think 2 nights before, maybe I literally had everything written down word for word and I just read it off to see how long it was going to take me. And I was like, none of this is funny at all. Like the way I'm reading it right now feels like I'm reading a public speaking speech and it's terrible. And so I was like, I got to get more comfortable. I got to get more energetic about this. Cause yeah, I think, the written stuff is not always my favorite. So, yeah, overall it was great. People came up and talked to me. So many people, of course, in California had home birth stories of their own to tell me. And yeah, that was one of the things I asked. I was like, has anybody ever had a home birth here? And people were like, yeah, home birth. I was like, yeah, what am I saying? It's California. It's like written into your constitution or something. So, anyway, yeah, the whole thing was awesome. I don't know. Oh, the band after me, dude, that bluegrass band.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Really?
Oh my gosh. So much fun. Like if anybody's from that area and went to Disneyland growing up, I'm sure you know who these people are. Cause I think they played 5 times a day, every single day for like 40 years at Disneyland.
No way.
Like these guys, they were bluegrass band, but they played all these classic rock songs. And so,
wow.
Yeah, they kept it tight. Like they were good at what they did. They retired from that though. And so like, it was a big deal that they came and played at this concert.
Dude, what a birthday party.
Really though.
Shout out Glenn.
It really was like an amazing night. And then he had Chick-fil-A sandwiches for everybody at the end.
Gosh.
So I got to like, bask in the fact that I was done and I could relax. And I got 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Yeah.
I fudged hard.
Fudge.
Anyway, so that's let me see if I have anything else written down. I mean, I think
that whole story is really fun. And it reminds me of something, which I wasn't necessarily planning on talking about on the podcast. Hopefully we're not premature in talking about this, but I briefly, so Trey and I had a really fun conversation last Tuesday, which was the day that you're performing. Yeah. And I made sure to wait until after you were done performing to tell you some exciting news. Cause like, I don't want Brad to be thinking about this. Well, he's got to memorize everything. Yeah. But that exciting conversation that Trey and I had last week was essentially just kind of looking at numbers and analytics. And we were like, I think jean shorts might be big enough to tour.
Yeah.
Just maybe. And maybe not a nationwide tour, not a Are You For Real tour kind of, whatever, expedition. But I mean, 130,000 subscribers. We're getting good views. We have a 50K on Instagram.
Yeah.
You'd think that like Chicago, Dallas, Houston, and Trey was even thinking, he's like, no, I think you could even go to Des Moines, Omaha, Kansas City. You could do those markets too. Yeah. So
Rio de Janeiro,
Seoul,
Moscow.
South Korea. Let's see what else is
Nairobi,
there.
I think was one that we were considering.
Singapore.
Singapore. Anywhere in Newfoundland.
Those
Newfies love us.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, we haven't really
gets
talked
me
about
excited.
That.
Yeah, no, we haven't really seen each other.
How you doing?
But yeah, hearing that story gets me extra excited. It kind of reminds me, it's like, oh yeah, we talked about that last week. So
yeah.
Who knows if you guys want to throw out into the comments or try to figure out like where are the ghosties at? Where are the jean shorts
listeners? They tried to do that
listeners?
one time on Facebook and it was like, 85 different responses.
Yeah, you could just add your own.
Ogden, Utah. It's like, yeah, maybe. Provo, Utah.
Oh, okay.
St. George, Utah.
Like, this is not helpful.
Logan, Utah. It's like, okay, all right, we get it. We will try to go to Utah.
Yeah. So maybe I should put up a poll and not let people add cities and just do like major metros that we think we might have fans. Like, do we have anyone who would come? Are you in this area?
Yeah, part of me even wants, I don't know, this is too, I guess overcomplicated. Like part of me wants to like divide the country into whatever, 10 regions, and then like click on whatever region you're from. And then from there you have options for like dumbing it. Right?
Let's just turn the Facebook page into kind of a polling center.
Let's just, yeah.
Kind of
market research, kind of our own poop study.
Our census.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is very exciting. I mean, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be for a while probably, but you know, we'd have to plan everything. But at the same time too, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be just Brad and I think it'd be just be making calls to comedy clubs. Be like, hey, this is who we are. This is our audience.
We're funny.
We sold 300 tickets at this thing called F12.
Yep.
We think we could sell out your comedy club one night or something. And then we
We're
just
like, I don't know, man.
make it zopping. And then we
Yeah.
perform and then you kick off your shoes every night, baby.
They were sweaty, dude. I felt bad. I was like, don't touch those things, man. Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. I got really excited about it Tuesday. And then I think I forgot to think about it since last Tuesday.
Yeah,
But-
I think you had texted me, like, you know, California's 2 hours behind. So I think I literally woke up to that text. I kind of like listened to it half asleep. And then I was like, I got other things. I had a call with somebody who might advertise for Gene Shorts and Ghostrunners. And so,
Yeah, it was a big day.
yeah, it was just like, okay, I'll think about that later. And I'm thinking about it now.
But just
So,
imagine, yeah.
that would be awesome.
Because the thing is, it's like on one end, it's like, yeah, we'd like to give, like my thoughts are like, I would like to give people who come an hour and a half of entertainment. It's like, I don't think Brad and I are in a spot where, you know, we can each do 45 minutes of stand up.
Mhm.
But it's like, but that's okay. We can do whatever we want. There's
Yeah.
no rules.
Yeah.
We don't even have to do stand up. Who knows what we could do? You know, we put on a
Interesting.
concert for him.
Yeah. Or just a play. What if we write a play?
Just a
Just a
musical.
two-man play. People would like it. Some people would hate it. Let's talk real quick before we talk about your stand-up stuff. We did do a little bit of an improv play today for one of our Gene Shorts videos. And I think there were some high points and there were some low points.
What if we just did that in
I think-
Chicago?
I mean, people would laugh for part of it.
Yeah, we Brad had an idea, like a premise for our Gene Shorts video. He's like, "What if we did a video about one-uppers?" I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense. That'd be really fun." And we're like, "Yeah, what if it's just like a very conversational? Like we're just trying to one-up each other and it just kind of gets out of control and funny." And we're like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's not write anything down. Let's just shoot it. Let's just film it whenever." And so we did. And this one might be a favorite for you guys, but I don't know if the algorithm's gonna love it.
Yeah. That's all true. The first one we filmed though, I lost it. I don't even remember what I said or what, like, but it was like, oh man, yeah, we were both just dying right now.
I mean, some of it was funny, I think, but it was also, I mean, about what a video would probably be like if you didn't write anything down. You just turned a camera on.
So if you're out there watching it, just know, like, if you're thinking to yourself, I wonder if they improvise that whole thing. I think that could make it funnier though, if you know that like they had nothing planned. So, Jake, you went to Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, I also had a one-off stand-up comedy night.
I want to hear about it.
I don't have nearly as much to really talk about, and but it was fun. I don't know if I've ever had more fun before a show
Okay.
than the Canton, Ohio show, because I mean it's just a county fair. And
It
so
sounds like
it
it was
was,
a big county fair though.
it wasn't crazy big, but I mean, it had everything that a fair would have. They had a big budget. I mean, they got like country music stars. They had a bunch going on, and
It was a big one for them. It was 176th, right?
something crazy where I was like, wait, you were doing it this long ago?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It was a long time. Anyway, so it was fun. And so they had like this like camper for us. Like, here you go. This entire camper is your green room. I was like, this is great. Had a little
It's kind
fruit
of like
tray
what
in
movie
there.
stars get.
Yeah, it was like your own trailer. But I was like, I want to go like mingle. We're at a fair. Like, what
Mhm.
else am I gonna do? I don't
Yeah.
want to sit in here watch Oklahoma State football.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, how do we like get to the fair? And our handler, if you want to call her that, fair term,
Uh-huh.
she was like, oh, I could take you guys in a golf cart. That way the fans don't mob you and everything. And I was like, okay. And I'll tell you what gets way more attention than just walking around a fair is being driven around on a golf cart. And so me, Trey, and
Especially if
Alan,
the lady's like, no one mob them. No one mob them.
no pictures. They'll be performing later.
Hey, yeah, the celebrities do not want to be mobbed. Do not mob them, okay, guys? Seriously. Whatever you do not rush the golf cart. They're normal people, just want to experience a normal fair. Okay.
She was really nice. And so I felt like I had to, just kind of go along with whatever she wanted. But as soon as we kind of got into the fair, I was like, okay, you can let me off here. I'm going to go get something to eat. And I didn't even get to the pizza line. And then probably a 12-year-old kid was just like, what's up, Jake? He had a Ghostrunner shirt on. I was like, dude, I didn't know anyone here was going to, I thought it.
Yeah.
No one knew I was coming. So met him and his dad. There were several other ghosties. I just remembered. I met Ukrainian Janelle.
Kosa.
She was there.
Yeah.
And I saw her before the show. And she said, I have a gift for Rachel, but I'm going to give it to you after the show. So I was like, great. And then I went to find her after the show and I couldn't find her. And I forgot about it till just now. Dang.
Do you think, hey, Janelle, do you think you can send that over the mail?
I'm sure Rachel would love it as a beautiful keepsake.
That's it. That's as deep as I go.
Yeah, that is it.
You don't have to put it on rush order.
Zelensky. Pudding.
Zelensky.
Monica
Do you think custom Zelensky about that?
Good try. Anyway, Janelle, hopefully those jokes can be a repayment for not finding you after the fair and getting the gift from you. But it was nice of you to show up. Thank you in advance for the gift for Rachel. Yeah, I had so much fun before the fair, just walking around the fair, just eating food, and it was hard. I'm still doing good with a no sugar diet, and
at a fair.
And a fair. I mean, I almost wanted to make a video like going up to the fried Oreo stand, like, you guys have sugar free. Honestly, what I wanted to do, I was really excited. I did something like this when Trey and I went to Nashville to work with NBC for the NASCAR thing. I made that Instagram story, like, who is that? And I was going to do that again because I didn't think there were a lot of like Trey Kennedy fans there. So I was going to record myself like, you guys see Trey Kennedy tonight? But then we kept getting carted around, so I couldn't really get any separation. But it was fun. And there's a line in Dumb and Dumber, and I've never felt the embodiment of this quote more in my life, but they're at the diner and Jim Carrey says to Harry, he's like, feels good to mingle with these laid back country folk, don't it? And that is what it felt. I was just in such a good mood. I talked to everybody. It was like it was my last day on earth. I would Alan was getting a snow cone. I'd walk over to Alan and I'd talk to the person selling him a snow cone.
Love it.
And I was just talking to everybody. I was talking, I was like, this guy's got cows. What are the names? How much are we trying to get for him tonight? Oh, $2 a pound? Oh, how many pounds do they weigh?
It's like you just now realize, like, I kind of love my childhood. Like, I kind of miss Stratford a little bit.
I mean, just fairs were fun, and I think it was perfect weather. I felt good.
You're getting older. I think that's part of it. Is like, I want to talk to this random stranger that I'm never going to see again about this thing that I am just now learning about.
Yeah, so I love just mingling and got to see some stuff. There was our handler, she was like, I can take you over to the pigs. I'm like, sure. And I saw an event that is hard to describe. Okay. It was 10-year-old girls in like a big pen. And they were currently competing when we got there. And they were just kind of hitting pigs with a stick. And I was like, you got to explain this to me. Pig whip, pig hit.
Yeah.
And it's some sort of competition. I don't know if this is what's called showing pigs, or showing pigs is just like, look at them. I don't know what that is exactly. I don't know what this event is called. But the goal, the grading rubric was like, how well do the pigs walk? If the pigs ever stop moving, you get disqualified.
Oh,
so you just keep hitting them, just keep moving them. And I think it like part of the grading is like the way they walk, or maybe how they look when they walk.
It's a 10-year-old, like they're.
It was just like little girls and like little like checkered like flannel shirts with like their hair braided, and it just looks so funny. They have like a marathon sticker on them. It says like participant 139, and they're just whacking these pigs, dude. It was
Come on. Get there.
And meanwhile, these 55-year-old men in Wranglers that just got their arms crossed. It's like, that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
That one's about to stop. I told you, Eunice.
Yeah, any second now she's going to give out. Look at those little legs.
Look at those little hooves. Them hooves ain't going to see another 3 feet, I bet.
That was fun. Honestly, my goal pre-show was I wanted to buy Stark County Fair merch. I wanted to perform in the fair merch.
Oh, that's
they didn't have any. I couldn't find it.
Really?
Yeah, so I tried. But
I really like the idea just at how ignorant we are to county fair things. Like the fact, whenever you said I think maybe that's showing pigs. I don't really know. Or maybe that's just whatever. I like the idea of somebody who's really country and acclimated to those kind of things, making a scavenger hunt for us and us going to a county fair and being trying to basically do a photo scavenger hunt. I think that's what they're doing here. Let's take a picture with this.
I think that's what this is called.
I think that this is the chicken coop,
Yeah, I think this is the tractor pull. Honestly, I don't know.
I wouldn't know. A tractor could be moving something. I'd be like, is that a tractor pull?
Is it pulling wind behind it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what should be on the scavenger hunt. It's something I saw, and it is a probably 14-year-old girl with a sash around her. It's like, oh, maybe a birthday. Oh, maybe something else. Nope. The sash said Dairy Princess.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
I don't. How do you get to be Dairy Princess? How many milkshakes do you have to drink?
No, it's how many teats you milk.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you get a certain point, are you the Dairy Queen?
Oh my god,
You get a
You have to get
franchise.
once you get married,
Yeah.
you're a Dairy Queen probably.
But yeah, girls just walking around with a Dairy Princess sash. That'd be a great scavenger hunt item.
Find the Dairy Queen.
Get
Find the
a-
Dairy Princess.
Get a pic with the Dairy Princess.
No, I feel like I've heard. I don't know who it is specifically, but like somebody I'm loosely affiliated with was like the Dairy Princess back in the day.
Are you thinking of Dwight Schrute being the Hay King? Because that's what it reminded me of.
Same kind of idea. Yeah, I don't know. I should know. We should, being from the Midwest, we should have these answers, but we are not that kind of
I mean,
people.
maybe. Yeah.
I just feel
Yeah.
like people should at least have that general knowledge. People probably from where we are from, smaller towns, you really need to have it. Me,
Okay.
I'm from a big city, but you're the one that needs to know these things. But
Yeah, I saw the Dairy Princess. That was fun. And then performing went okay. It was by far the most unique show I've ever done.
Oh, I can't imagine.
One, because I'm smelling manure while performing. I mean, there's
Sure.
horses to
are
my
you
right.
spelling money or are you spelling manure? Because
A
that's-
horse manure.
no, it's money, baby. It smells like money.
You're hearing like kids scream on like rides.
Right.
But that really wasn't the main issue. The main issue was that I'm performing in the middle of a horse track. Like you imagine performing in the middle of the Kentucky Derby, but because
How far away are you from everybody?
so that's the thing, because this dirt track is kind of not necessarily sacred, but it's like you can't just have a bunch of people in chairs. Like it's
Sure.
going to screw up the track.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the no man's land. And so between us and the grandstands is like, I mean, at least a football field, it felt like. It is a long ways away.
Wow.
But there was a small patch of grass in front of the stage that they let, I don't know, 16 people come be at.
Great for pictures.
Yeah.
Then it looks like you're performing for 16 people.
Yeah, it was a weird vibe, which, I can, before I go up on stage, I could see what's about to happen. I'm like, okay, this is going to be weird. This is going to be different,
Yeah.
but it's going to power through. And so at times it did feel like I was powering through, because if it didn't hit, if a joke didn't hit great with these 16 that I could hear, I mean, you can't hear anything from the grandstand. There's not enough people there for you to hear like this raucous laughter.
It's almost like you're performing online. Like it's like
It kind of felt like a live stream.
Yeah.
You just had to be so confident in what you were saying. I
Yeah.
tried to still remember, like, even though I can't hear laughter, I'm going to still pause how I would pause. I'm going to have the same cadence. So it was definitely unique. And
did you ever do any like crowd work back there? Like,
so
you sir, what do you do for work?
Dude.
And just wait for 15 seconds for no one to answer.
tried with the grandstand people, because
How? What did he do?
because mine is easier. I just call up, hey, we got a guy right here,
Yeah, right.
whatever. What do you do or whatever? But Trey's is a little bit more like specific call and response. He's like, do I have any new moms? None of the 16 were new moms. So he's like, I think I see a hand back there. He can't see a thing. He's like, what's your name? And I was like, oh, dude, you have 9 women yelling at you.
Was it crucial to the joke that he had to have a name or like had to have
I think it's just kind of part of his set,
Oh, man.
But I mean, he did a great job, and Alan came, so he did the music, and
Yeah.
it sounded really good outdoors. Actually, once I performed, I went out and I had a couple different dinners that night. But I went out. Dinner number 2 was I was a little nervous. They had a noodle place at the fair, and I was like, I mean,
Over
it's
my
not
dead
great,
body.
but it's one of the only things I feel like I could really eat here. And so I was eating some chicken and noodles while Trey was performing, and it was so funny. I actually took a video. I didn't like post it or anything, but next to me there was a sign that said like something like cheese on a stick. And I would just viewed that or like videoed that and just panned over,
Yeah.
and Trey is singing about MLMs. So it was great. So it was unique and it was fun, and it went well. The one other funny thing after the show. So yeah, I was just like walking around, like I've heard Trey's stuff a lot. I'm just gonna enjoy the fair, go mingle with people. I got stopped by 2 little girls, and they were just like, "Hey, are you Jake?" And I was like, "Hey, yes, I am. Nice to meet you." We're like, "We are you and Trey Kennedy's biggest fans." So I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." They're like, "What are you guys doing here?"
Oh no.
And I was like, "Oh, can you hear Trey's voice? Like, that's actually Trey performing right now." And they're like, "Oh my gosh." And
Go over there and listen to him.
yeah, well, they were there. They were working a booth.
Oh, okay.
They were with
They were the Dairy Princesses.
they were with a Baptist church.
Oh, nice.
I was like, "What are you guys doing here?" They're like, "Oh, we're passing out tracts." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Okay.
I was like, "That's really cool." I was like, "I'm a Christian myself. I've done a fair share of
Yeah.
evangelizing. I think that's really fun." And they're like, "Okay," and then they were still like, "Are or no, which I was like, yeah, actually Trey and I, I'm really just trying to like say a bunch of stuff she would probably want to hear, or just like fun stuff, like Trey is too, like we actually go to the same church sometimes. Like that's really fun. And then she was like, oh, cool. Are you guys Baptist? It was like, I mean, that's all nice, but
I mean,
are you the same denomination as me?
You're like, I went to Southwest Baptist University.
Yeah, let me show you my diploma. Well,
Wait,
actually, that's gonna be.
I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture.
Mail it to you like Janelle.
And I think because I was like, well, Trey and I don't go to a Baptist church, but I mean, that's how I grew up. Yeah, I went to Baptist college. Apparently that didn't cut it because I was still handed a track by like, I don't know, a 12, 13-year-old girl or something.
You'll see the light soon.
Hey, you'll figure it out. I gave it to Alan. Told him he needed it. So yeah, that was fun. They were really fun to interact with. Took some selfies and had a good time at the fair.
Yeah, I think I asked you this earlier today, but like I was like, Jake, whenever you feel like you bombed a joke, like, do you just move on, or because there are a few times where I like, really just one time specifically that I can think of where it just no one laughed at the joke.
Yeah,
like where I think they were almost waiting for me to say something else. I felt
like that can't be it.
I was like, oh, that's not the punchline, or else I would have laughed out of like politeness. No one said anything, so I was like, I want to explain this more, but is that just digging a deeper hole?
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
but I mean, you might be able to make it funny. I remember the one time I did explain it was when I was caught so off guard in Knoxville with the Trump joke, the original. I was like, whoa, that's quiet. Whoa, and I remember like, okay, China. Think from where we go from here or whatever, and then they kind of laughed at that. So,
oh man,
so
because I'm sure that'd be such a I don't know, just trial of discipline. Yeah, performing when you can't hear reactions of the majority of your crowd.
Yeah, it was unique. It was because it wasn't like that was tough because the jokes are bombing. It was like I took a lot of pictures of people afterwards. They said I did great, but I got no like gratification from it. In the moment, it was just like I just got to believe in myself.
I don't know. I haven't really heard of very many people doing stand up live outside. Like I heard of people, I guess, doing it during the pandemic.
A little bit of COVID. Yeah, I don't think it's how it's meant
to be.
Not a good
idea. Yeah, because it's like with music and stuff. Like you can end a song and people can clap and you can hear them.
It's probably better outside.
Yeah, maybe
acoustics. Or I don't know. Just like if the temperature's right, the vibe's right.
Yeah, it'd
be a fun way to take in a concert.
But yeah, stand up comedy, that's a tough one.
Not ideal, but it was fun. We did it, and look at us, little comedy boys.
Yeah, man. I don't know how you did that 85 times or whatever. It tired me out.
Yeah.
Then again, the first time's probably more tiring than most of the other ones, but cool, man.
What else did you do this week? Did you do anything else or?
I feel like that was like one part of my week, and then I came home, and then like the next day I went and visited my sister, and so I was there for 3 days, which was really fun. It was me and my family, and then my sister Julie's family also came. So it was like all my sisters and their families but my parents weren't there, which is like pretty rare. Like I feel like if we're all together, my parents are always going to be there. So
gotcha. It
was kind of a fun, different dynamic. And my kids are the youngest, but they're not like so young that like the other kids won't play with them. And so they're really fun. And we just had lots of fun. I don't know. It wasn't anything like, there's not any like crazy hilarious moments that happened from it, but we had some sweet moments. Hattie and Bo and I did. Like there was one time we were at the park, and Hattie's always had one of those like 3-wheeled scooters, kind of like but they had like those little razor scooters at the park.
Okay.
And she like tried to like go back and like, how they have brakes on the back.
Oh.
And sorry. They like, she like didn't fall, but she almost fell, and she was really embarrassed and everything. And like, we like had a pep talk, and I like talked to her and like helped her, navigate around the park, and helped her with the break and stuff. And it was like such a sweet like moment of victory when she kind of figured it out eventually. So, we played some football. My oldest nephew is like super into football right now.
Cool.
And so
how old is he?
He's 10, I think 10 or 11. So he's like decently, like you can actually like throw a football to him pretty well and stuff. And, but he has this like helmet. It's an Auburn helmet. I don't know why it's Auburn.
Okay.
But he wears it all the time. Like he thinks it's awesome.
Yeah.
And so Bo saw him have a helmet. He's like, I want a helmet.
Yeah.
And so they didn't have any other football helmets, but Cole, my nephew, had a baseball helmet. And so Bo, like the entire weekend, was just walking around with this baseball helmet on his head. It was so funny. He was like, football helmet. We played 500 together. That was fun. Remember 500 back in the day?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. Mystery box.
Yeah, Mystery Box. Dead or Alive was a great one. You remember that?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and so there were times where I like threw it like on the other side, like threw it over the house. They thought it was amazing that I could throw it over a house.
Dead or Alive was my only shot of getting points because I was so short. But
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to go up and get a jump ball. But
Yeah, that's
if
fair.
it's Dead or Alive, I can go run.
Oh yeah, I did the Dead or Alive where I like threw it really far behind him. Dead or Alive where I threw it behind me, you know, like do like a little Statue of Liberty style.
Uh-huh.
Dead or Alive where we threw it on top of the roof, but it fell back down the roof.
Yeah.
Throw it over the roof. I mean, all the different ways.
That is fun.
So that was a fun time. It was just great, like small town America. My brother-in-law has an ATV, so he took everybody out on 4-wheel rides. You know, Bo, there's Bo just like freaking, you know, like very nervous on it. And yeah, we had a movie night. We watched Ratatouille together, and it was so fun because like Hattie has seen Ratatouille a million times, and so like every time something happened, she'd be like, "This is the part like where he's really scared." You know, she's like explaining everything, and the other cousins are really sweet to her. And then we went to church on Sunday, Baptist church, for all those interested in giving me a track. My sister is Baptist. And you know, I dropped Bo off at the nursery, and this girl who's my sister's friend's daughter, is like a 12-year-old girl, like helping out in the nursery. You know, my sister's like, "This is my brother that does a YouTube video." She's like, "Oh my God." Yeah. You know, whatever. Like I was like, "Hi, how you doing?" You know, and she seemed pretty normal. And then I left, and apparently my sister was still there talking to him. And the girl was like, I feel like I just met someone famous or something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just laughed with my sister. I was like, those kids think that YouTube stars are famous, you know, like they think
It's the biggest deal. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just, you know, just this guy dropping off his kid so I can, you know, focus during the sermon here. So
I got recognized with my dad. My dad was in the car with me, and someone came up and knocked on the car while I was driving. I was in a parking lot, but still someone came up and knocked on my window and just said a bunch of nice things. And my dad was like, "That's got to be fun." I was like, "It is pretty cool."
Yeah. Honestly, like as much as I like being recognized, quote unquote, I think I would rather just see somebody I know in public. You know what I mean?
That's the best.
It's so much. Yeah. Like that happened to me every time I went anywhere growing up, and it doesn't happen as much anymore.
I love going to church.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I feel like I see someone that I know every time.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a lesson to all those aspiring to be famous someday. Don't worry about being famous. Just be famous in your own community. Baby.
Yeah. Just like go to a big high school or like be really
just
social.
Be social.
Be social in college.
Play sports.
And then it's really fun. I ran into a Ghosty listener and a SBU grad at the church service. It was great. They got one of each.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fun. SBU, they're everywhere, man. It's amazing.
I know. It is. It was fun.
Yeah, that's about it. We also, on the way down there, we stopped at the world's largest hand dug well. I'm sure you've been there.
Well, I've always wanted to go, but then I never get tickets in time.
Yeah, they do sell out real quick. It's in Greensburg, Kansas. Small, middle of nowhere, Kansas.
Tell me what it is again. The
world's largest hand dug well.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to show you a video of it because it is kind of impressive. But Greensburg, Kansas, back when I was in college, was like 95% wiped out by a tornado. Like just like the entire town.
That's a lot.
It's like a 2-mile wide tornado was on the ground in Greensburg for like 15 minutes. Look at this thing.
Jeez, that's awful. Who is the well dug by? I'm scared to ask a little bit, but
I don't know.
Okay, it was like ethical and
I think
fine.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, they got paid for it.
Oh, okay.
So check that out. Like that's the largest hand dug well.
It is massive. Okay, so it's extremely large in diameter. This is not a hole. This is like like the
it's like supplying the
like,
water for the city back in the day.
Like the hydrant cylinder in like Bern, Switzerland.
Yeah, that's what I thought of.
Everyone's gonna know that reference.
But yeah, we went down. So like back in the day, my dad and I went there one time, and the old stairs used to be like these ones are like spiraling down. The old stairs used to be like straight down, like very scary. And so little Brad, scaredy cat Brad, was like, "Dad, I don't want to do that." Mm-hmm. So my dad went by himself, and I didn't go. But this time, as the good dad that I am, Catherine's nursing Rosie in the car. I take Bo and Hattie, and I'm like, "We're going down this."
Yeah.
And we did. So, but it's so funny. Like I don't know how I feel about this. Greensburg, like I said, 95% wiped out by a tornado. People, like multiple people died from this thing, and everything in their town now is like based on the tornado. Like it's like even that thing, like they were like, this whole museum is like, you know, has tornado motifs. Like it's like the spiral staircase down represents a tornado. This desk, see how it like tapers down at the bottom? That represents a tornado.
Remember how the high school used to be the Falcons? Not anymore.
Yeah,
Cyclones.
We're the Twisters. Yeah. We went across the street. They had this like old fashioned soda fountain kind of place.
Yeah.
And they have this like ice cream eating challenge called the EF45. And I'm like, I don't know if like there's got to be families out there that are like genuinely like this thing destroyed
their world was
their livelihood, and yet you're just like making light of it with this ice cream thing. And but it seems like everyone's okay with it.
Isn't F45 like the workout center too?
I don't know.
I think it's like the big like the Mark Wahlberg thing.
Oh, 45. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's F45. So there's like it's F45, but ice cream.
Yeah, this one's EF45, I think. But what is that something? I don't know.
F45. Yeah, it's like a workout center, like a workout and training thing.
Oh, I see. Anyway, it was just like this funny. I was like,
that is kind of funny. Yeah, just like if everything in Germany now, which is Holocaust based,
right?
It's like, I mean, maybe not. Why don't we just?
Some people are still pretty upset by this thing.
Yeah, like that's not really that.
Like
cool.
It happened when we were in college. It was like the first time I'd ever heard the expression "go green" because everything in their city was like rebuilt like green. Yeah. And I thought that "go green" was literally called that because of Greensburg, Kansas.
Oh, I can see how you think that.
I was like, oh wow, go green.
Hey, here we go, green.
Yeah.
Here we go, green.
Go green.
There's a town by where Rachel's from. It's called Parkersburg, and it got hit by a tornado, and so everything is pretty new in that town, which is kind of nice. Like a lot of the homes are new, a lot of the buildings are new. Yeah, it's kind of nice.
It's a very interesting like feel.
Tornadoes are wild.
It's
fun though.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into some segments? You want to do currently trending? You want to do some s'mores?
You choose. You choose which one we do first.
Let's do s'mores. Those are fun.
Okay. Some s'mores.
All right. Well, snake drafted again. I think I won last week.
Congrats.
I'll go first. Brad, do you want to tell them what the category is this week?
Yeah. So the category it was inspired by my wife the other day. Catherine was like, it's so hard to get guys presents. It's so hard to shop for guys. I think lots of women say that. And I think to an extent, they're wrong. I think there's certain things that guys all love to get as presents. And so this schmore is the gift ideas for guys. Gift ideas for guys.
All right. I'm going to start off with one that's not necessarily that universal, but the right person. Golf balls.
Ooh.
If you're a golfer at all, I mean, getting gifted any kind of golf balls is so fun.
Yeah.
You personalize them. That's something I like to do for people. But also, I mean, just giving people golf balls. Rachel gave me some the day that Mood Swings launched as like a little gift. Nice. It was awesome. First of all, I didn't need anything, just because of this YouTube channel launch. It was so thoughtful, but also they were nice golf balls. I was like, this is awesome. It meant so much.
That is good. And you're always going to use them. Like, and they don't expire or anything, right? Like you can, is that a stupid question? Like,
yeah, I think you're good. I mean, I think as long as you don't keep them in like a freezer or a sauna, they should be fine.
It's not like a tennis ball that like, after time, if you don't.
Yeah, it's like, you popped you decompressed it. Yeah. So
ooh, that's like another one of those rich. If I was really rich, I would do that every single day of my life.
Make the sound.
I don't know if
it's hard.
I can't think of exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's kind of like a soda can. Oh, that was good. That was really good.
For not doing it in a while. Pretty good.
All right. So yeah, my first answer is
not the best strategy by you because I don't think I ever would have picked that.
I don't know.
That's fine. Okay, my first pick is going to be something that I feel like I can always have more of. Just they're a fashion device. They're also very functional. Sunglasses.
Ooh, that's good.
Always like if you don't know what else to get me, especially if you're a girl and I care about what you think of me, like AKA my wife.
Get me something that you think looks good.
Yeah.
And then I'll wear them.
You think I look good in those sunglasses? Get me some and I'll wear them and you'll be like, what a babe.
That is good. I left my sunglasses with my mom a couple months ago. And so in that time, I got recessive genes. I can't be driving unprotected. So I got to get new sunglasses. So I bought a pair that I like. And then this weekend, my parents came down and so my mom returned me the sunglasses. And my first thought was like, well, I already have a pair, but it's like, but there was something about these. Now I have extras.
No, it's nice.
And I think those are going to be my driving glasses now.
You got driving glasses. You can always have golf club glasses.
I got walking around glasses. Yeah.
The glasses for, just some of the biggest days of your life. Just lounging around the house glasses.
Lounging glasses.
No, yeah. I have at least 2 pairs in my car. But then I forgot to bring one of those to me on the road trip. So I used some of Catherine's sunglasses this weekend. I would have loved to have another pair in that car.
my life is becoming like Dwight Schrute and his weapons in the office, where they're kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't get me in a room in my house where I can't protect myself from the sun.
Yeah.
I've
love
got
it.
one in my backpack, one in the console of my car, one in just the passenger seat kind of out in my car, one in my bedroom.
Yeah.
The sheltered kid, like weird blue ones are somewhere.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, and it's nice to have like, and it's also it's a great thing to like, hey, do you need some sunglasses while we drive? You know?
Yeah, dude, I like being able to offer.
Yeah.
Like Rachel will be like, it's so sunny. I'm like, hey, say no more.
Boom.
Pop
And you're
this
like,
thing
no, I don't
open.
want to take those from you. No, those are my console sunglasses. You're
These are
good.
passenger glasses.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one?
Oh yeah, I have a snake draft. Okay. My next one is going to be, ooh, that was just like very, very strong number one for me. I'm gonna go next one. It's a gift card, but specifically a gift card to Chipotle. I
thought about going the gift card route.
I think that is personal enough, or at the same time, you know they're going to use it, they're going to enjoy it, they're going to think of you. It's going to be one of those things like anytime I can get something that's like a luxury to me, it's like, oh, like, you know, I might not have gone to Chipotle today, but I have this free gift card, so now I can go guilt-free.
Yeah, I'm going to give you plus 1 point. Let's say it's around the horn. I'm going to give you plus one
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
for it is going to get used. It's not one of those things. But I'm going to downvote you one again because I think everyone just kind of knows the gift cards are like, I ran out of time. So I got
Okay.
you this gift card. It's kind
That's
of a thoughtless
That's fair.
gift.
I understand.
Like I
That's fair.
accept.
No, I get it. I get it. But I think it's one of those things where like,
If you don't have any other options,
yeah.
then maybe you go gift card from Chipotle.
And like Chipotle, I love Chipotle and I would eat that every day if I could, but I don't because it's like, I don't want to spend that money every day. But if I already have the free pass of like, I mean, somebody already spent this money,
I gotta.
you know, like, whereas like, I don't know, if you gave me a gift card to Aldi or something, it's like, thanks. I was going to use that no matter, I'm going to go shop at Aldi. I don't know. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. So I think it's a little bit of a luxury. I had another gift card on here as well. I'll say it later, maybe, but go ahead.
All right, my next one is going to be, I'm going to say a razor.
Okay.
I think why I like this is because every guy, you know, they're either using a typical, like, you know, just we'll call it an analog razor, you know,
Yeah,
or electric razor.
What is my third option? Or are you saying like get them one of those two?
One of those two things, like whichever one they use.
Yeah.
I just would assume the average guy is probably not like updating those as regularly as he should.
Okay.
And so if you get him something like that, it's like, you know what? My blades were getting dull anyway. Like, I think that's pretty.
Okay.
So
So you think that's a good gift?
Yeah, I think that's like, because it's like, there's plenty of stuff that a guy would be like, you know what, I did need that, but it's not that fun. But it's like, ooh, new blades, like a brand new like razor blade. It's like, ooh.
See, I'm pretty content. I'm pretty content with my razor. I got Dollar Shave Club for a while, and so I got so many blades.
Maybe that's what you could get him.
Maybe that's not bad.
Yeah.
Subscription services are always a good idea.
Yeah. But yeah, just razor. I feel like, how often do you to go like handheld razor, or what is it?
I go back
just
and forth.
Typical. What am I trying to? What is it called? Just like a
blade razor,
just
razor, electric razor, and I use both. I go back and forth. I probably every 3 to 4 days.
You switch?
No.
Oh,
Usually, right now I've been doing like electric razor and just like not shaving completely smooth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
All electric, baby.
Yeah.
And almost all in the car.
Yeah.
Great use of time.
Scott's dad used to always do that, and I always thought it was hilarious. But
I've done it for years. I really like it.
and I guess if you do it often enough, it's not like getting on you or like.
No, it gets on my shirt, and then when I get out of the car, I
what
just
kind
kind
of animal you got?
I just kind of like hit my shirt, and it comes off.
It's good enough. Okay.
It's easy. My next one is going to be a cameo from Jake and Brad.
Oh,
great
yeah.
gift for any guy in your life. If you're listening to this, actually, Brad, don't leave after the podcast. We have 6 in the queue.
Awesome.
6 in the queue.
Thank you guys for asking for that, requesting.
And I made us unavailable for a while because
yeah, you did.
For you guys listening, the cameo makes us do it within 4 days. And so if I know
lame.
Brad and I are not going to see each other in a 4-day window, I'm going to turn it off just for future reference. You okay over there?
Yeah, I just realized my computer's not charging, which is fine.
Is something wrong with the outlet? I can talk to the landlord.
Forget it.
I'm
cares?
sorry about that.
I have 23%. I should be fine.
You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, cameo from Jake and Brad. Great
That
gift.
is a fun. We did a gender reveal last week on the cameo.
Yes, we did.
So congrats to those people. They're having a boy.
They're having a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually like I felt the tension there. I felt like just this weight.
The anticipation of like, which is it? This is a big decision.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, it was so much fun. Okay. My third pick of things that are universally loved, guys' gifts. Okay, as I did this, I thought to myself, okay, maybe Catherine's right because this is harder than I thought to think of things. I'm going to go with a watch.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I think it's one of those things, kind of like sunglasses, where you can always have a different kind of watch. You can always, it's kind of like the one piece of jewelry that most, like some guys are wearing necklaces or rings or something, but those guys are weirdos. Like it's like the one option that guys have to like really accessorize themselves too much.
It's also, there's a wide range of like money you can spend on a watch too.
Also
So
true. So you can
it's a lot of like, how much do I care about you?
You can dig deep, or you can just like, either way, I think is a great option. Catherine got me a watch for my wedding gift, and I still wear it quite often.
I think Kathy McDonald got me a watch one time.
You seem to really use it a lot.
Well, I still have it. I know where it's at, but I'm just remembering. Yeah, I think she got it for me when I left K-Life, maybe as like a departure gift.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Gath.
Shout out to Kathy.
Yeah.
So that's my.
Well, I just thought I got an Apple Watch on this hand, so I can put Kathy's watch on my
There
other
you
hand.
go. And that's cool. That is really cool. Okay, and then last but certainly not least.
I don't love when people say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Last, but I mean least because it's the last.
Obviously,
pick.
I waited to say it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with. Staying on theme with the flannel shirts, button-up shirt. I think I like button-up shirts.
I like this one.
Because let me tell you, so like, I don't love Catherine. Like she early on in our marriage, I think she bought some clothes for me, and I was like, that is dorky or that's lame. Button-up shirts, I don't think you can really go wrong with. Like, I mean,
You can find it.
yeah, of course, but like a girl's desire and a style for button-up shirt and a guy's like style is pretty similar. Like as far as
If Rachel was picking out a button-up shirt for me, I'm sure it'd be great.
right.
Yeah.
Whereas like other things, it's like, I don't want to wear an Affliction t-shirt. Like what is
Yeah.
this? She didn't do that, but yeah, I think there's something to it. I think it's one of those things that it's, especially as a Christian, like we go to church every single week. We wear button-up shirts. It's a great excuse to wear button-up shirts.
Wait, you're wearing like, what kind of button-up are we talking here?
What kind of button-up are you talking here?
I was thinking like a long sleeve button collared shirt, like
Yeah.
you would wear in an office,
Oh, you're thinking like dress shirt, like
like a dress shirt. Yeah.
just solid. Are you thinking
It could
solid?
be striped. It could.
Yeah, I wear those kind of things.
You wear
to
that to church?
Yeah.
Okay, very formal.
Untucked, often untucked.
Okay.
Often untucked with some jeans,
Wow.
maybe some Clarks.
Still, that's nice.
What are you wearing?
I'll wear like a short sleeve collared shirt right now. A couple buttons right here.
Oh, I do that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I look sharp.
wintertime, you're not going button
I
up.
like dynamite. What am I going in the wintertime? It's been so long.
I mean, are you at a Baptist church though?
I mean, who knows what they're wearing in there?
Yeah,
I like that though.
I'm thinking potentially it could be like just a nice, whatever. What's that word? Chambray kind of like style of blue shirt, nice dressy shirt, or it can be more pattern. I think either way. It's your shirt.
That's a good dark horse there. That one's not
Yes.
bad. It's fun. My final pick, also a little out of left field.
A Patreon subscription for Jake and Brad.
No. Chocolate covered pretzels.
Oh, wow.
We're going to a little snack on there. You find me a guy that doesn't. You find me a human. No, it's not
Yeah.
a guy thing. Find me a human that doesn't love to devour by the bag's worth some chocolate covered pretzels.
Gosh,
and I know what you're
dang it.
thinking.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, and you're thinking, oh, I should probably, because you're gonna go to Quick Trip. There's gonna be two options. There's one that's gonna say Hershey's. Like, I mean, Hershey's the king of chocolate. I should go Hershey's.
No way.
Not for this actually. You're gonna want to go Flips with a Z.
Yep, flips are good.
Oh, white or brown is fine. I prefer the brown chocolate.
I'd really prefer dark if they had the option.
Would you? Well, brain food.
Yeah, exactly. Trader Joe's has some good chocolate covered pretzels.
Rachel's in a big Trader Joe's phase right now. Can't get enough.
As she
She
should
kind
be.
of like just discovered it. It's like she just,
Really?
had been in a bunker her whole life. She's
Oh,
like,
that poor
guys,
girl.
Trader Joe's is awesome.
Crazy thing here. Yeah.
It's like me with the sugar and stuff. I'm like, whoa, guys, soda.
You don't understand.
It's not looking good if you look at the nutrition facts. Anyway, yeah, I think chocolate covered pretzels. If you need like a
That's
like
a
a
great answer.
$5 gift for somebody, like stocking stuffer,
No one's going to be upset about it.
it's like, dang, this is great.
And no one is regularly buying themselves chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah, it's
That's the other
weird.
thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's enough of a gift. Where it's like, oh, I would have never thought to get this at a gas station.
For whatever reason, I feel like in 4th grade, I was into those big time. And like my mom would give them, like my mom would always pack my lunch, and sometimes there would be chocolate covered pretzels as my dessert. It was nice.
What would that have been? 1999, 2000.
Probably 2000, 2001.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Cool,
So,
cool.
you know how it was back then.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a recap for us of gift ideas for guys for the s'mores. Jake's 4 s'mores are golf balls, razors, a cameo from Jake and Brad, also a Patreon subscription if you're into that. Right? Is that what you said? And then chocolate covered pretzels. Brad's answers are sunglasses, Chipotle gift card, watches, or watch, just one is fine, and button up shirts.
All right.
I also had written down, I had hats. I think I could always use another hat. I'm a big hat guy.
Ooh, yeah, golf hat.
I put cash with a question mark. I don't really like that answer, but
Cash delivered in a fun way. Cash in a hat.
Yeah, you like it's like taped to something. So where when you see the wrapping, it's like, oh, it looks like a CD. Or oh, I
Sure.
thought that was a 2-liter and it's really $25.
Or just like hidden in like what's that called? The part when you're driving, you can like flip it down when the sun's in your eyes.
Oh, like that.
What is that called? I
The
wanted
visor?
to say the billfold.
Is that a
That's
visor?
definitely not what it is. The car visor. Driver. Yeah. I like to surprise someone. Just put like a $20 bill up there, and they think, "Oh, you didn't get me anything." Next time the sun's in your eyes,
Yeah.
bloop,
I like
money.
that. And then I did have a gift card. I had a journal, first of all, a journal. I don't know.
It's probably good you left that one out.
It was a little bit of risk. That's more like me, but I love writing things down on paper. So I could always love a nice journal. And then a massage gift card.
I thought about going the spa route because
Yeah.
a guy wouldn't buy it for themselves. I thought about going the Theragun route.
Oh yeah. I got that from Catherine last year.
Yeah.
Boy, would they love the massage though. Like they wouldn't
Yeah.
go that route themselves, but if someone's like, hey, here's a $100 gift card, you have to go or else it's
Honestly,
going to be
yeah.
wasted.
That's a great honorable mention.
Yeah.
It's probably worth. Should put that one in there.
So anyway, mine's not button up shirt. I'm taking it back and putting it in massage gift card. So
My honorable mention is like maybe like the first month of a car wash membership. Get them
Okay.
going
yeah,
a little bit. I had that written down.
that's so nice.
But
But then again, I don't like the idea of like, here's one small part of the gift. Like even
kind
though,
of your call from here.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've done that for my dad a couple of times. I got him a car wash membership and it was like, I'll pay for like this much. And I also did it for him for ESPN Plus because I knew he would love the Peyton Manning stuff that's on there.
I've told my dad that so many times.
You just got to get it for him.
Dad, you would love it. Yeah.
Christmas. Sorry, Dean. It's coming.
Okay.
Spoiled it for you.
Awesome.
Anyway, if some very friendly ghosty out there would like to make a graphic of those again, put them in the Facebook group.
Yeah, please
That'd be
do.
great. Thanks for.
Don't put an apostrophe before the S on s'mores. The last S. That was bugged me a little bit. Gave me a little bug.
I did like that you called me No Sugar Jake though, and then everyone in the comments kept saying NSJ. I thought it was a version of the Bible or something.
Yeah. Also, I think if you don't want to, or if you don't mind, how about you comment some other ideas that we could do for s'mores?
Oh, people in the comments of that shit. Yeah, like things we left off.
Yeah. Or
Sorry.
things we left off is good.
Oh. I see now.
Also, I think just like other topics. Yeah.
Yeah, like ones we should do next week. Other categories.
And whatever. We don't have to micromanage. I'm a big micromanage guy. I'm like, should they do an actual poll on Facebook or should they do like the comments? The comments was kind of fun because then you saw people calling you NSJ. So do whatever you guys want.
I don't know if
Ghosties, do whatever you want.
I don't think they could post an image and a poll. I think it's one or the other. You know?
Okay.
I would guess.
You're probably right. Hey,
Anyway,
your podcast.
let's wrap it up with currently trending.
Currently trending. Okay. Currently trending for me. I already talked about nitro coffee. My gosh, that stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't. If you go somewhere and they have it, just get it. It's like the consistency of like a beer where it's like kind of creamy and frothy and has like a head on it.
Oh, I love beer.
But dude,
I'm just sorry. I'm just messing. Keep going.
just imagine it. It's so smooth. It's so good. But I've already talked about that. Okay. A few currently trending for me from Bo. He's got a lot of good sayings these days.
I
And
had that written down because a couple weeks ago, like I got to talk to you about Bo sayings.
Oh, okay. So one of them is instead of saying a little bit more, he says bibbit more.
Not bad.
Bibbit more. Can I play bibbit more?
Just a bit more.
Can I get down, Daddy? Can I get down and play bibbit more? Play bibbit more. And then anytime he poops and I'm changing his diaper and I open up the diaper and it's got poop in it, he goes, pooper. I think because I said it first, I was like, whoa, pooper. But now every single time, pooper.
That's fun.
He calls movies moomies,
Okay.
which is want to watch a movie. And then the last one is like he says oh and no in this funny way where he's like, oh. And so the other day I was picking him up from church from his classroom and I was like, hey, buddy, did you have fun? He's like, yeah. Did you like your teacher? Yeah. Did you guys play games? I'm like, yeah. And I go, can you give me a kiss? And he goes, no.
Where do you get that from?
I think Hattie maybe does it, but yeah, like she does it more for the oh, I'll be like, Hattie, we have to go. We're going to church tonight. Oh. So now Bo does it all the time for things, and it's great.
That's a nice family. That's fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Rachel and I are coming over tomorrow night. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. You're gonna see them for probably 20 minutes, if that.
The children.
Yes,
that's okay.
Enough.
Football season's coming up. I'm about to start hanging out with your kids.
Yes,
again.
exactly. You go. I kind of forgot about Rosie.
Yeah, I just had to admit that to Brad earlier today. I was like, I'll be honest, I forget about Rosie.
You could not pick her out of a lineup, probably. That'd be a pretty fun game.
Minimal lineup. Yeah, that would be tough.
I'm gonna ask some of my friends who have kids. Hey, can you send me a picture of your kid? And
that's fun.
Guess which Rosie?
I don't even know if I would be able to base it off of. I wouldn't base it off my memory. I wouldn't base it off what you or Catherine look like. I would have to base it off of what I remember Hattie and Bo looking like.
And that's the crazy thing is that like I can't tell who she looks like if she looks like anybody. Like it's not like, oh, that's Hattie. Exactly.
Right now she's just a generic baby.
It's kind of crazy. It's like you're like a new person, which obviously is true, but like Bo looked just like me. Hattie, I always felt like I recognize you. Like
she had a look.
Yeah. That's
about Rachel's niece, Lucy, who's born around the same time. I feel like she is very unique and cute. Not like unique, like whoa,
whoa,
whoa, but like a unique, like could definitely pick Lucy out of a lineup. So really? I'm sorry. Well, hey, we'll see. We'll see when the lineup comes out if I can get Rosie.
So currently
trending for me is being on time.
Okay.
I think it kind of started when I started dating Rachel. You start to establish like, hey, I'll pick you up at 7. And it's like, well, I don't want to be late for a date. I'm not gonna. And so I think I started building this habit slowly, and now I kind of just woke up. 11 months later, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing a lot better job with time management. I'm generally pretty on time to things now.
Good.
So I think just slowly over time, started building the habit, and really, shocker, all it takes is just like a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard. I mean,
like paying attention to your watch.
Yeah. Just like
at least
give yourself like more time than you think you need to. And then you'll be there on time.
Oh, it's so much more relaxing too, right?
And like, God forbid, let's say once in a blue moon, I will get to someplace 5 minutes early, and then that's great.
That's nice.
That's totally fine to do that.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So,
oh man,
that's been a fun trending thing. And
can you teach that to Catherine?
I could try. And it's been Rachel, but I think a little bit has been golf too, because you have a 9:30 tee time. You can't get there at 9:30. And so it's like, I should get there at 9:25 probably, or sorry, 9:15.
Mm-hmm.
And so that maybe has been building some habits as well. So
and you realize like, oh, it's kind of nice to be able to relax.
I actually really like getting there early. Hit a few putts.
Sure.
Buy a banana.
Buy a nanner.
Golf course yesterday I had banana, which is huge for no red meat, no sugar boy. Currently trending no sugar.
Yes.
I had that written down, but we kind of already talked about it.
Currently trending for me, / my family, homeschooling. Last week, Hattie started her first day of homeschooling. Kindergarten is what she started with. And we just chose that for her, was kindergarten. And
just a word we came up with.
It's been going great. I mean, she's always been like an academic. She likes that stuff.
Yeah, she's a smart girl.
And just today, so first of all, she went to her first day of gymnastics today. And then after gymnastics, she went to my Aunt Cindy's house, who lives 2 streets away from you, and was there for like 4 hours. My Aunt Cindy used to be a 4th grade teacher. So she was excited to help out, and she's teaching her science. And so they're doing all these different science things. She's learning about the seasons. And so she's going to take a picture next to this tree for every season, and it's going to change, over time. And it's been awesome. It's been really cool to see.
That is fun. That's so fun. She's learning. She's in gymnastics.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. I'm excited to see. She's going to start doing cartwheels everywhere.
Hope she builds some coordination in there.
Me too. Oh man. Just let her not fall all the time.
That's great.
Yeah.
My last currently trending thing comes with a couple of quick stories. I'll tell fast, but the currently trending is just old white guys for some reason is not enjoying me as much as I feel like they should. Yesterday, I did nothing wrong. We golfed. The Coop family came down. The triplets came up. We all golfed together. We had a great weekend together. All we did was just play sports and laugh all weekend long. It was great. We all golfed together. This course was great. They're like, yeah, you can play with all those people. The moms came out. They're like, yeah, that's great. You can have spectators. We get done. I pull my cart up to, leave it for them to like clean out everything. And there's 3 different old men, like marshals down there. And the first guy was like, you forgetting something? And so then I was like, no, I got my phone and wallet. Like, thank you guys. Appreciate it. And even before that, I'd be like, hey, thank you guys. We had a good time today. And then he says, you forgetting something? It's like, no, I'm good. And then the guy was like, talking about your trash. And I was like, oh, okay. Which like every time you drop your carts off, you just like leave the trash in it, whatever. Which I'm not saying that's great. Like, sure, I can. So I'm like, oh, okay.
But in your experience, that's not a weird thing.
That's not what you do. But obviously I'm still a polite person. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry.
Sure.
It's one Chick-fil-A cup. I'm like, I can take that out. So I grab it. And the other guy's like, not that hard. And I was like, okay, yeah, no, it's easy. And then a third guy pipes in. He's like, I mean, did you think it was a good idea to leave it there? I was like, I was so ganged up on it just instantly. When I started the conversation by being very polite, like, hey, thank you guys so much. And they just ganged up on me.
Like, oh, do you mind picking up your trash and throwing it away for us? Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem. Okay, thank you. That's how it could be.
And then they just piled on me.
Sure.
So that was like really weird. And then one other quick story. Last week, Rachel was having just kind of not like a super rough day, but just like felt so overwhelmed. I mean, her schedule is so full. And I've tried to like very kindly, like just remind her that it doesn't have to be this full, like, because she's substitute teaching 5 days a week. She is still nannying and she's a full-time grad student, but she's also training for half marathon. So she's running, 7-8 miles a day. Probably
what does she win when she runs the half marathon?
She wins the feeling of good cardiovascular health.
She wins the feeling of being overwhelmed for the last 6 months of training.
So she just fills her schedule, which is awesome.
Sure,
I think we're the same. Like with everything that I try to like help her do or help her identify, it's like I would be guilty of the same stuff. I mean, all I did today was just like work and, fill my time. So I get it. We have very similar personalities, but she's doing all this stuff. And then on top of that, with the house and everything, Luke's telling me, he's like, hey, I think we can get a better mortgage rate if we put Rachel's name on it. So now she's having to do all this. And anyway, I'm like, I'm going to do something nice. I'm going to get Rachel some flowers today.
Nice.
And so
Trader Joe's has good flowers.
Well, yes, there wasn't a Trader Joe's anywhere near me. Had to be on time. So I found a little store called the Flower Man.
Oh, sure.
I knew you were going to know it. I knew. I was like, this is such a random spot. It isn't Olathe, but still, it's like in a strip mall. I mean, it is not in a popular spot.
It's been there forever.
I was like, I know Brad's going to know the Flower Man. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's so funny, dude. And so I go in there and there's an older gentleman in there. And he's like, hey, how's it going?
Is he the Flower Man?
I think he's the Flower Man.
Okay.
And, quickly, we've talked about this before. Like you and I are both the same type where we feel like we can make very quick decisions. And we feel, sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not, but we think that we can identify everything and make the best decision very quickly.
Yeah, like it's not like we're just making knee-jerk reaction decisions.
It's like I've surveyed everything. I've thought about everything.
I've thought about this and I have made this decision. I'm good with it.
So I went in there with a plan. I was like, Rachel loves tulips. I'm going to snag some tulips real quick. I go in, I scan. I don't see tulips. I'm like, that's fine. I'm going to pick this arrangement. It happens in about 30 seconds. This guy meanders over to me. He's like, can I help you find anything? I'm like, no, I think I'm going to go with this one. He's like, no questions? And I was like, okay, I'll throw him a bone. I was like, I didn't see any tulips. You guys have any tulips?
Do we have tulips?
He just starts laughing. I was like, okay. He's like, we don't have tulips this time of year.
Oh, you idiot.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Don't you know the seasonal?
It was the funniest joke he's ever heard. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, it is way too hot to get tulips. Which in my head, I'm thinking, I'm surrounded by flowers. You think I'm supposed to know like the science behind why tulips can't grow it? Roses look fine.
And I don't know how, do they import flowers ever?
Yeah.
Do they get them from California where it's great tulip season right now?
I don't know.
In San Diego, yeah.
So, he is laughing and laughing.
Oh,
no, dude, it's way too hot for tulips. And I'm just like, all right, I shouldn't ask the question, I guess. And
he's like, what are you? You're probably going to need an orchid next.
Eileen, get over here.
Yeah. Hey, Janice. This guy wants a dozen roses. Or whatever.
So, yeah, he's cracking up. I'm like, all right, I should have just went with the arrangement I wanted. So he was yeah, he's just laughing at me, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's all good. My girlfriend's just having a rough day. We're just got to get something for her today. He's like, well, you could come back. Weirdly, in December we get some tulips, and I was like, I mean,
I might be back in December.
it depends. Yeah, I could just put her, her kind of pick me up on layaway. Then
that'd be awesome. Actually, you should.
I got you something that's gonna cheer you up later.
You should have been like, can you just give me a receipt for a dozen tulips?
Your first shipment in. And so I was like, okay, no, that's good to know. I was very polite. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll be back then. And he's like, so which ones are we looking at? I was like, I'm looking at these ones. And I was like, do you have any, what did I ask for? Oh, everything I was looking at was in a vase. So I was like, do you have any that aren't in a vase? Because they're much more expensive. He's like, come over here. So then he's wandering me around. I'm following him. Then I asked him, I was like, and what's the price for these without the vase? And he's like, let's go over here. And then we go back to the other side. Anyway, the final thing is that he's like, no, the difference in these two is this has been like professionally arranged.
Mm-hmm.
And these are cheaper because they're just kind of like, and then I kind of interrupt him. He's like struggling to find the words. I was like, they're just like thrown in there, thinking that's kind of what it means. He goes, they're not thrown anywhere. I was like, dang it. I made him mad.
Sometimes with the active listening, it's just best not to. Like I've learned that with Henry a few times where it's just like, don't like say anything because that's going to take him on another tangent.
Yeah, that actually made me crack up. Yeah, because it was like he was showing. He's like, those are arranged and these are just kind of thrown in there.
Okay, buddy.
Nothing gets thrown around the flower man. Okay, and I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean like a literal throw, but just like they're just like and I just couldn't find a verb. They're like tossed or no, they're just like flung.
They're just like
placed. I think I fell on placed of it. They are placed in there without as much thought as these.
Like carelessly, right?
Oh, never.
You think Janice is careless? Yeah.
So just had a couple.
She's been the flower queen for years.
Funny run-ins with just old white men recently, where it's like, man, I feel like I'm nice. I feel like I'm above average nice and friendly, and I just can't catch a break recently. Then again, I mean, for every weird old man, there's probably a ton of nice ones that just don't
County Fair. I mean,
yeah, they're just not podcast, material type stories. So
that's great.
Anyway, you have any other currently trending? Sorry, that last one took a while.
That's great. I have like 4 more, but I'll be really quick with them. One of them is being cold. The airplane, I could not have been colder on the way to San Diego.
You got to pack another layer.
And then on the way back, I did, and I wasn't cold. So maybe it's just a mental thing. The next one is advancing my homeowner prowess. It's currently trending for me. Let me tell you what I mean by that.
Please.
I have just learned some things that's just like it was one of those things where it's like, I don't know how to do that. And it was like, I'm going to learn.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So one of them was I learned how to tie a bowline knot.
Congrats.
Ever known how to do that?
Rub that in my face. Why didn't you? No.
Yeah. It took me 7 minutes, I bet, to learn. I had to watch the YouTube video a few more times than I'd like to admit, but I got it down.
Okay.
And now I know.
Congrats.
And then also I learned how to wrap an extension cord.
Oh, is it similar to like an XLR cord?
XLR cord. Kind of. No, actually, no. That's how I used to do it. But this is like, I mean, I have an extension cord that's probably like 150 feet long.
Yeah,
Not trying to brag. And yeah, so it just makes it does it like in those little like loopy things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I was taught by like some sound guy, like a way to like do an XLR cord properly.
But you want to be able to feel that, like, because then you don't want to like
no tension.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, congrats.
That's not how I do XLR cords, but I'm not a perfectionist.
Yeah, no, not us. Not our thing.
Another one is being sore. I feel like I've been sore for like the last 7 days, ever since basketball.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to talk about basketball.
We won the game.
I was gone. I was at a fair.
Tate is really good, like you said.
I told you he's probably gonna be the best player we ever play with.
I think we won by 4 points. And near the end, we were up by 4 points, and Gunnar kept fouling the other team on purpose, like intentionally fouling them.
Just to be funny?
I have no idea. It was the weirdest thing. And finally, we were like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought we were supposed to foul." So he fouled. We were up by 4. He fouls the other team. They hit 2 free throws. Then they foul us. We miss our free throws, so they get the ball again. So they're down by 2, and Gunnar just goes up and fouls them again. No. And we're all just like at first none of it. No one says anything. I was like, I guess he knows what he's doing. And then finally we're like, wait, why did you do that? And he's like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking on that.
I mean, what? So I haven't seen Tate in forever. What was like his like, feeling about like playing with us like scrubs? Did he like get a kick out of it?
He was cool. Yeah. He was cool.
Okay.
I think he said he hadn't played basketball in like 2 years. And so like, so I think for him,
really, wow.
I called a little bull on that. I was like, surely he's like shot the basketball, but like he hadn't played professionally the last 2 years. And like,
gotcha.
So he was not like in great shape or anything, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's still, he's very tall and skinny, not very tall, but tall and skinny. He's not like, he didn't become a professional because he's like really like good in the post. He became a professional because he's a really good shooter.
Yeah, he's
And so
lights
he
out.
just shot so well.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was just like, just shoot the ball right now.
Yeah.
You're not even that open. Just shoot it. And so then at the end of the game, like we were up by 2, they call a timeout. They're calling up a play and they start running the play. And Will Severance just freaks out and he just goes, they got 6 men on the court. They got 6 men on the court. And the ref like blew the whistle and called technical, and we ended up winning the game.
They really did have 6?
Yeah, we shot 2 free throws, and then we like inbounded the ball, and they didn't even try. They just gave up right then.
How did they just sub in a guy and didn't sub someone out at the end?
The funny thing is they were twins, like identical twins. So maybe they just got confused on which one was on the court and which one wasn't.
That's tricky.
So anyway, we're 1-1.
That's fun.
Yeah, I can't remember any more like really iconic plays during the game.
I thought I was maybe going to miss this coming week just because TJ's flying in early from Hawaii, kind of to hang out with me. But then I text him today. He's like, I might not be getting until Friday now.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
So who knows?
Okay, and then the last one is putting the kids to bed at the same time. Catherine's a glutton for punishment, as we all know. Like every time we finish one home project, she's like, I want to do something else. When I was gone into Colorado, she decided that was the right time to try to move Bo's bed into Hattie's room so they could sleep in the same room together. It's like, why are you doing this to yourself? But anyway, it's been pretty sweet. Like they're kind of getting to the hang of it now. Bo doesn't talk to Hattie. Hattie can ignore him if he ever does. But it's kind of like this Mr. Roger, or I don't even know if that's the right comparison, but it's like, I pray for them, you know, and then I turn on their sound machine and I sing them a song. And as I'm singing them a song, I like kind of like go and kiss them both on the cheek or give them little hugs. And like, you know, so I'm kind of singing and like walking around and I shut the door as I'm like finishing the song. So it's like this perfectly like choreographed thing of like,
and we're done.
Yeah. Amazing grace. House, you know, like
that's what we'll do at our play.
As the light from the hallway is fading out. Was blind, but now I see.
Then you open up a can of tennis balls.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a really sweet moment though. I've really enjoyed just that time of like, because Bo, I mean, it's like, talk about a classical conditioned kid. Like when you start singing, he melts in. Like if you're holding him, he'll like just dive into your his head and your shoulder. Like I mean, he just or if I start singing, he's in his crib, he'll just like sink right down into his pillow. And
I'm gonna try that tomorrow night.
Right. Don't even give him any kind of like
hey, Bo, can you say hi to Mr. Jake? I start singing.
And sing like a really like upbeat song too. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
He's not falling asleep yet. He's
like dozing off.
Born in the... Yeah, okay. I see it now. I'll keep going.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. He's like struggling to keep his eyes open, looking for adventure.
Stop singing. Stop.
And whatever comes our way.
So sleepy.
Yeah. So anyway, those are my currently trendings.
All
really
right.
Just nitro coffee though. I can't stop thinking
That's
about
the
it.
main one.
My gosh.
Fun.
I can't tell you enough, guys. It is just absolutely nirvanic. That's not a word. But.
I haven't had a coffee in 2 weeks, but I'm open to weaning myself on to the terrible tasting coffee.
Wean, baby. No, that's the thing. It's not terrible.
Terrible. It is to me now. I guess I haven't had the nitro, Kush, whatever you're drinking.
I'm telling you, bro.
I'll try it.
It's amazing.
I'll go to Blaze's house in San Diego. What was his name?
Brave.
Dang it.
Can I interest you in iced coffee or kombucha? This is where you're going to be staying. Oh, what a kid. What an awesome family, really, in general. So
let's do reviews of the week.
Okay.
I will start. The title says, Hallelujah. Maybe it's Hallelujah. I've been on a true crime kick for 3+ years, and I'm starting to need a palate cleanser. It came across Jacob Brad's podcast, which is super exciting. Since I've seen a lot of the Gene Shorts videos come from my suggested feed. Please subscribe. Anyway, This is definitely the best podcast out there. Brad and Jake are funny, relatable, and have such a quick wit. Plus, I relate to Brad's desire for weight loss to glorify God and be good to the body he's given us. Since I usually listen while I'm working out on my journey to lose 75 pounds.
Come on.
Keep it up, guys. That was from ABV 11111111.
EF75. I'll just say right now, we are flirting back and forth with the rating of 4.9 and 5.0.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How does that work? If we're only getting 5-star reviews, shouldn't it just...
We have gotten 11 1-star reviews, Jake. We've gotten 5 2-star, 4 3-star, and 9 4-star. And like just last week, I looked at it and like it went from 4.9 to 5.0 average.
Nice.
And now it's back to 4.9. So somebody out there is being a little bit of a dingus.
You're giving us a rating without a review.
Yeah, exactly.
Bummer.
Okay, I think we've done this one already, but maybe they just changed it a little bit. If not, this is my review of the week. If so, figure out another one. Jaden Hokie says, the most amazing podcast ever. 5-star review. I've been a listener for almost an entire year now, and I have no clue how I live without it. I've read this one before. It's so nice though, guys. I'm going to read it again. And I'll read another one too. Jake and Brad make me laugh every episode and have got me through many rough patches in my life. Their lighthearted attitude has inspired me to try to do the same and look for the best in every moment and look for the humor at every turn. If you need a laugh, a light pick-me-up, or even random stories about 2 guys living it up in Kansas City, then this is for sure the podcast for you. My second review of the week says, incredible, 5 stars by GodGirl430. This podcast is my favorite. Definitely makes my job more exciting.
Overachiever, 2 reviews. He's going to drop a deuce on everybody. Congrats.
And, yeah, get paid for it.
Brad, would you like to end this episode with a jingle?
Yes, this one's coming from Evan. Let me pull it up real quick. This is maybe the first jingle ever written by a Canadian ghostie. I could be fact checked on that.
Okay.
I know he's from Canada, but I don't know if he's the first. He's from Vancouver. Heard
Oh,
of it?
great town. I was talking about it earlier today.
I think Drake's from there.
Kind of.
Or Justin Drakers. Justin Dreevers.
Yeah, Trudeau.
Okay, I have it. It's from Evan Phillips. Thank you, Evan, for the submission. Let's do it.
Let's rock. Today. There we go. That took a while.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That one felt
Thanks.
like an extra loud one. How's your throat feeling?
It's fine. It was rough to begin with, so
Good work.
never think about it though. You know, when the podcast is flowing, everything else turns off, baby.
Art is art. Good job, Evan. Good job, Brad. Hey, let's end it here. Let's go home. We got work to do tomorrow, and we've worked all day today. Fun day.
Crazy how that
It
works.
is
Huh?
11 p.m. It's like a 14-hour work day.
Thank you guys for all your support. As always.
Yeah.
Can't say it enough.
Fun times.
Guillotine
Fun.
League's happening.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for all those that signed up for that.
It filled up so fast.
So fast.
Which I don't know why I was so shocked, because you guys are very loyal, very fun listeners of
But
our
you never
podcast.
know.
But I don't know. I just,
And we like to keep our expectations low. So when it happens, it's
yeah, I
awesome.
think that we're in a healthy spot. And yeah,
So
you guys are great. Filled up so quickly. Sorry if you didn't make it this year. We will find other fun things to do. But yeah, Ghosty League is off and running. Football's back.
football's back, baby. Go Chiefs.
Hey, here we go, Chiefs.
Love you, Catherine.
Hey, see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Ghostrunners.